Yes, I, special one from the CEOs, Van Cone with the scroll. And your boy, Friday the South, charges on the beat. On the food to get your information. On the food to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Morovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to the spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to the spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to the spoon. You want to know what is happening in Morovia, to the spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to the spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to the spoon. Yeah, to the spoon. You from Fondema, Maryland, to the spoon. To the spoon. If you eat get pound, gradually, my brother, to the spoon. You got a small TV, you got a small radio, to the spoon. To the spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kiribaba, kiribaba, kiribaba. Kiribaba, kiribaba, kiribaba. What I want? This one you got today. School TV. This one you got today. School TV. School
Good evening, Dr. Richardson. I'm not hearing you.
How are you? How are you doing?
Well, I'm okay. Everything here is great.
That's good. You got a haircut, huh? Since you were talking my hair yesterday, I see you got a haircut.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I hope you not. You don't find a new girlfriend that I place where you out.
Oh.
That's Tabata Tuesday today. That's Tabata Tuesday.
No. I can't look like this.
James, you know you're my son now, so that
Yeah.
mother and son conversation. How are you?
Well, we can't complain. At least God money us. Watching you. You're doing your best in the World Cup. We hope at the end of the day you will advance to the round of 16.
Well, if you hear it, I'm going to be on mute because if y'all hear any noise, Abraham Richardson is next door yelling and screaming and kicking and everything else that people do when they're watching World Cup. So that's why we're starting late. Y'all are watching our World Cup, huh?
Mm-hmm. Because America doing well.
Oh, that's good. Y'all were filming in. I'm not following up with it. For some reason, I haven't been. I've been so busy before I come onto the show.
Currently, America leading 1-0.
Okay.
86 minutes gone.
Okay, who scored a goal?
Kristen, one of their players. I don't really know.
Okay, that's good. Okay, not our Liberian American player, huh?
No, not him. His scored, but it was outside.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the World Cup. I'm sure later on I will get bits and pieces of it, the highlights of the game from Abraham. But as for now, I was really busy this morning, catching up with work. So So, but we're here today. We're going to transition now to talking about Liberia, a country that is very dear to our heart, a country that many of us love so much, a country that has produced some of the greatest, most intelligent people that I know, and people that are definitely willing to rebuild, continue to build Liberia. So we're here. We're here to have this conversation. This is why we're here every evening. We come to you to just bring you information. You can take that information and make informed decisions about our country. This is the way that we contribute. So, James, it's good to see you. It's been cold out here. I haven't been outside since the last time I talked to you guys.
Wow.
So I just, I have everything that I need. Yeah, I have my exercise machine downstairs. You frozen, James? Oh, good. You are frozen for a second.
Oh, wow.
I will be. Oh, I usually leave once a week when I have to go out on campus to teach. But this thing called Zoom now spoil me. I can be right here and see anything going in the world. It's electronic and Zoom. So and my daughter actually spoil me. You can sit right in the house, you can do your grocery shopping. Everything come to the house. So I usually used to go out to do grocery shopping, but it got DoorDash now. So by the time I ask one daughter to send to buy something, they can order it. Everything just comes, they put it right to our front to pick it up. So I don't really have to go outside. Technology, right?
That's technology.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So let's welcome our people until the CEO gets here, until Stanton gets here, and until the other panelists join
Yeah.
us here today. We anticipate this is going to be a fascinating show, as we usually have here. I'd like to welcome Peter Calon. I'd like to welcome Anthony Gray. I'd like to welcome John Katu Wright. He's watching from New Jersey. I'd like to welcome Paul Dow Hansen, who is watching from Minnesota. Mackenzie Doe is also watching. My own Auntie Rachel is watching from Nashville, Tennessee. Auntie Rachel, how are you? It's good seeing you here, or seeing your name here. UJ Clark is also watching. UJ Clark is watching. Prince Sanu Bestman is watching from Cyprus. Fanny Dennis is watching from Minnesota. Christina Okara Davis says, hello, Dr. Richardson. Hi, Christina. How are you? Uh, Femeta Rubina, you got me calling you Femeta. Rubina says, hello. Hi, Rubina. How you doing? My way back, sister. Um, we have Rebecca. Hold on. This stuff is going so fast now for me. Just give me 1 minute. Let me just move it up a little bit. Rebecca Mason Nathan is watching from Australia. Australia in the house. A big hello from Spoon family to everybody in Australia. Ambassador William D.K. Johnson is watching. Welcome to Spoon. Anthony Dawite is also watching. Prince Louis is watching from Cyprus again. Jay Banner Aqua is watching from Johnsonville. Amu Sila Kofa is watching from Nairobi, Kenya. Nairobi, Kenya. Hello to all of you from Spoon Family. Shout out to you. James Matade is watching from Columbus, Ohio. Nehemiah Yuma Kamenda is watching. She said, I never called Nehemiah. I'm calling your name and you accuse me of discriminating. Nehemiah Numa Kamenda is watching. Hello, how are you? I just call names. I don't go by any particular name. I hope you enjoy the show today. Special shout out to you just because you think that I discriminate against you. No, I don't. Otis Wia is watching from the Netherlands. The Netherlands is in the house. Otis, how you doing? Mommy Esther Tarpey Moore, my own self sister. Mommy, how are you doing? She's an avid watcher. She's from the Windy City. Mommy, how are you? Thank you for all your comments and feedback that you write here. I see them. Good, bad. We love it. Thank you. James FK, destined for greatness. Oh, destined for greatness. Nima, hello. You watching from the Boulevard, Montserrat County. Good, Montserrat County. Good, we got Montserrat in the house. Hello to all my people, everybody in Montserrat. We like you. Thank you for joining us. James Robert, he said, good day. You enjoy your good day on you, yo. uh, Walker, Walker S. Sam Flourish, he's following closely. Hello, welcome. David Bala from Morris Farm. Morris Farm, that's near Kakata. That sounds so much, rings a bell to me. Good day, we can't hear you. You're talking to her? Oh,
So I'm trying to talk to the guy in studio.
oh, okay.
I'm doing something.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking to us. Morris Farm. That just brings a lot of. I heard that name is near Kakata so much. You know, I grew up near Kakata, BWI. So that name was that Morris Farm. If it's the same Morris Farm, there, it's sort of imprinted in my head. Uh, Besa Great Man Sosa. He's calling. He's talking to us here, watching from Georgia Estate. I was gonna say New Joy. I think I call it like brand New Joy. I was in Georgia Estate. uh, it's funny. Um, we in psychology it's called something called coding, where you switch back from speaking one language to the other. And I think our own Liberia colloquia is a language because I'm often switching back, and I can feel my brain going when I'm doing that. Let's see. Emmanuel Koroma is watching from the UAE. Welcome, Emmanuel Koroma. Harris Tucker is also
Aaron, you
watching.
need to unmute.
Yes, it's
Okay.
good to have Aaron.
I think it's okay now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
welcome. It's
Hey,
okay.
Aaron, how you?
I'm fine. That already saying I'm fine.
Good. Good
And
to
I like
have
to
you
say
join us.
happy November 29, even though you're on that side, but we are all Liberians now. So
Oh
we're self
yes.
holiday.
It's the beach day, right? Isn't this your beach
Yes.
day?
Yeah, it's widely celebrated in Liberia as the beach day because a lot of people miss the summer. And so once you have the very first holiday in the summer, they want to go and chill on the beaches around town. So it's widely celebrated around those beaches and resorts around here.
Yeah, thanks for bringing our memory up to speed. Yeah, I remember actually as a child we didn't have that, but I remember in recent years in traveling to Liberia, people mentioning it's beach day today. So how's the city? How you guys celebrating the beach day?
The religious thing, as a matter of fact, this many people have said that this is the most celebrated holiday in Liberia. Those though it is debatable. Some will say what's about Christmas, what's about New Year, but a lot of people celebrate November 29. And like I stated, apparently people miss the summer a whole lot. Maybe throughout the rainy season, people don't really go outing, and the first holiday in the summer, they use that as an opportunity to go out, maybe going outside and meeting friends and just swimming in the ocean. Yes, so this day is widely celebrated.
Mhm.
I don't know it's because of Tottenham's contribution to Liberia, or like I said, people miss the summer or so, but it's widely celebrated. Seriously. Maybe Jeans
And
has an experience of it, and why is it people really celebrate it?
and it's also
You
one of
mentioned
the
on that
most
experience.
is if it is not the first, it should be one of I think the only holiday that more Liberians also die on the beach.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
so
really?
that's the tragic part about it.
Yeah, it's the tragic part of the
Is that
holiday.
when we had the Marine out there? Is that event?
No,
What?
Sorry?
people just go on the beach just
Oh,
to party,
oh,
and
I'm sorry. I thought there was a
Yeah, yeah.
historical.
some of them
No,
just
no.
die there.
Oh, so you mean while people are out there partying and having fun, people just have
Yeah,
accidental death?
yeah.
Yes.
Some of them die in the ocean while bathing.
Wow. Amen.
Yeah, it's the only holiday that more Liberians die on the beach than any other holiday.
Oh. Huh.
So that's
That's a
because maybe
bittersweet
some people,
holiday.
some people get
Bittersweet.
intoxicated and go and swim. Some people, they're not okay. In our country, we don't have the outward drought with, police officers would test people with the breathalyzer to know whether the people, they are drunk or no or not. Some people, they are intoxicated and get behind the steering on a holiday like this. Some of them already intoxicated, jumps into the ocean. And so the holiday comes with un good, they get un bad, but it's just all fun. Most of on November 29th.
Yeah, it's bittersweet though.
Mm,
Bittersweet. But hopefully we'll get our act together. There'll be a time where they will have like lifeguards out at the beaches. They will have, like you
indeed.
said, police. Maybe we'll have a country one day where they will have police out there monitoring, manning people as they're traveling to and from the beach. They'll have like some safety garments for people to wear,
Yes.
so that they won't, if you can't swim, like I just put my foot in the water and sit on the beach, but I don't go near water. I like to see water, but I don't go near water. So I'm afraid. So, but yeah, that's good. I'm happy to hear that the young people are enjoying the holidays in Liberia. Um, I see CEO is trying to come in here. Yeah, here he is. He's frozen on my end. Oh, there you are. Yeah,
Yeah, the game is over. That's what Rich is saying.
the game.
Uh,
What?
yeah, America won,
Oh,
Iran
good.
0.
That's
The
good.
game, the game is over. But I think the last play it was penalty, James. I think they put a Iranian player back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you were watching the game, but I think America stole this one because to pull him back. They just did the last play. They pull him back. That it should be penalty, man. I really wanted Iran to win. At least then our president will come home.
Yeah, he watched a game.
At least then the president will going to come home because they got to beat America for president. We have to go home. He gonna ask? Oh my God, man, that's a bad thing.
I thought he has a trip to the US.
Man, leader, that they call that one Lalo.
Break it down for us.
Man, I was praying to God. I said, God, please allow our president to come home. Iran should win this one. And now they advance to the next level, the next stage. And me, President Joe Matter, we have to extend the state again. Wait, James, why you do this to us?
That jeans, huh?
But
But the African teams,
I'm gonna fast and pray the next game. And I believe that, the next game probably America will go down. I really wanted Iran to win though.
you did?
Yeah.
Why?
The president, we are gonna go home.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the
That's
thing. If
politics.
because US are gonna be out, then there's no reason for the president to stay there,
Yeah, I just caught on. I see.
I go Team USA, but USA you don't bad to us. Because of you, our president stay hanging around on a safari because of you.
But Ibrahim said the African teams were doing good. That's true, right?
Everyone don't know about soccer, man, football,
Yeah,
African football.
Ibrahim used to play soccer.
Yeah, that used to. Fire can play that info, yeah. Lead that one.
I thought you were gonna go there with you.
That used to. Man, I'm seriously, guys. We will open this thing and tell everybody. I do believe we should have fasted and pray. We should have fasted and pray because if United States, even a draw, you're going to send them packing. And likewise, if you send the United States packing, you send the president we are packing. And I think that it was going to be a good thing for us as a country. The people need a president back, and this thing is disturbing. It's disturbing. This is one of the
I called Aaron since 6 o'clock this morning, and he just text me and say I'm here. Dr. Richardson, how you doing, man? How you doing? I'm feeling
Busy
so
today.
bad right now. I'm feeling so bad right now.
Oh, I'm sorry for all of you guys who are reacting to the game. Sorry.
James Stan will say I'm gonna go hug the LDC transformer. James, James, James,
You gotta love how I agree with people, right?
you know what, James?
I
I'm
gotta
looking
love
for
them.
one. If you can find one for me, I will, because I'm trying, man. I want them. I don't know where you at. You come out left here and say I'm gonna go hug the transformer. James, you bravely.
Oh God.
Hey, man.
That
That's
gives
a
me
very
laughter.
rough time, man. You know, our president will hang around again for the next game. But how you doing, Dr. Richardson? James, good day. How you doing? Aaron, Doki, Kuban.
Yeah.
Kuban, where you
France.
from? Where you from?
I'm from Nimba.
Oh,
That
Nimba.
mercantilist.
Okay.
I know you can be talking.
Don't be like Uncle P though from all county. If you want Uncle P, want hustle from the people, you say I'm a Uncle P from all county. You want hustle from ANC, then you say you from all county.
Aaron is from the part of Liberian where President Weah did his scheming farming or groundbreaking of his farming.
Yeah.
If anyone here can recall, once in a
Oh, that's
while,
why they
President
gave
Weah,
the president that why they gave him the land, right?
yes,
So, but let me
in
ask
Nimba.
you now. So let's say this now. The Nima people gave him land.
that's
The Nima
scheming.
people say build your farm. And the Nima people lost 8 of the people. They got drawn. And the president never even pick up the phone to say you're sorry. Of gratitude.
But you know what making it worse?
Of gratitude. And not only that, but he watching football game, he care less.
Yeah, we got settlement issues. Then he's sitting where he at.
No, but we'll
appointed
talk about that one now. We'll talk about that one. Hey, brush your thing up. And you guys saying that everything the president doing now, watching the football game, but he having meetings, he meeting folks and discussing about Liberia problem by watching the game. He is discussing Liberia problem by watching the game. I mean, you in your right mind, you can do this. Liberia is just not a little country, that you said this is my own village. Probably the population right now is maybe almost 6.5 million people. Probably. We'll wait for the census whenever they are done with it. But I do believe that the census is done in a way. The census, forget that one. Leah will go. But it's scary. Just to say, Dr. Richardson, we cannot say this thing easily. That our president, again, is merrymaking. Like our co-host Kev Hassan would say, they are merrymaking. The co-host Kev Hassan merrymakes a lot. And that's what the president is doing. He's not doing anything fruitful. He take a couple of pictures and post it on social media. He say, yeah, the president at work. You get every one of them surrounding and say, yes, sir. President Joe, we just want everybody to say yes, sir to him. Oh, Baku, you strong. Oh, Mr. President, you the man. No. If you're in this environment, you should be the last to eat. If you're in this environment, you should be humble. But again, you have to be strong. And so I want to say we're going to have a wonderful show today. Guys, we're starting a little bit late because, I'll tell you the truth, I was watching the game. I was praying that Iran win. And for a person, we had to go back home. Careful watching the game. He was praying that USA win. For a person, we had to stay there for Sunday game. And I don't know the reason why James and Aaron were watching the game. And Dr. Richardson didn't follow the game. So here we are. But it's bad. They say the people have agreed to pay Lofa Road, Dr. Richardson. But the same people already pay for that road and they got to eat the money. The same people from cartel, they pay for that road. They say we pay for this amount. The guy say bring the money. The same road that Samuel was traveling back home from Lofa and he had an accident. We pray he well because we got information that he was from all of the country to Ghana to Turkey. And, he was from all of the country. They took him from Phoebe Hospital and felt that he had some internal bleeding. And they took him to JFK, Dr. Richardson. When they took him to JFK, from JFK, they took him to Ghana, a charter flight, almost $250,000. The government had to pay here though, but Senator will have to be on a $250,000 charter flight. From Ghana to Turkey, I don't know how much was that. They are trying to find the amount. And because they are concerned, the finance minister having some internal bleeding. He and his wife. So we wish them well. We always come on the show to wish them well. Though he's not performing well as a finance minister, though he's one of the worst finance ministers in the history of Liberia, but we want them to live and we wish them well. And we pray that God can give them the strength, make him to be the deed way. This is what happened when you have the whole country calling your name. This is what happened, when the people are not treated fairly, when the people have to cry on their name and say, God, look at us. There should be a warning, not only to D12, but to the rest of the government officials. We definitely pray that Samuel 12 is well, his wife, the driver. The accident was very, very bad. But the question remained, and I will pause on this one, Dr. Richardson, Kev Hassan. The question remained, why was he from all of the country? A sedition telling us that JFK is the best hospital. 14 Military is the best hospital in the world. Why was the finance minister from all of the country? They said JFK have everything. You don't need to pay for anything. The healthcare system is so good in the country. Why was the finance minister from all of the country? I will bring you in, Dr. Richardson, and we'll bring our brother Kev. You can do your intro. The Babalu Hospital, yeah, Babalu Hospital. The people that bed, the state of the art. Nothing happening there. Why did they didn't take in the Babalu Hospital? Why you pass 14 Military on Ralphie Highway to go to Ghana? And this is just a joke. Babalu Hospital, the people that celebrating, we get white people there. We get the doctors from Cuba and New Orleans and Egypt. 14 Military. Oh, you want to see that hospital? That hospital is so super good. We are all the American working at 14 Military Hospital. Why you pass all the hospital and you rent to Ghana from Ghana to Turkey? Town trap is not for ride alone. Oh, JFK, go see they get the dialysis center. They get the maternity ward. Go see JFK. You enter that place. Virtual hospital, nothing compare. You have the arguing with you. Oh, the nurses, they're paying them $15,000 a month. The doctors, oh, forget it. American trained doctors. Why you leave all of them? And you send someone to Ghana to Turkey. You know, this is a joke. Listen, I wish Senator and his wife and the driver, everybody that got involved in that accident, I wish them well because I want them to live and they should have the senses and their strength back for them to see the goodness of God and for them to understand when we say healthcare system in the country is a mess, for them to understand and say, yes, we need to do something. I wish them well. And I pray that God can give them the strength. That the day Senator driving on that highway again, you will say, yes, we'll take the people money and we'll fix the road the way we're supposed to fix it. We're not eating. I wish them well. That the day Senator visit JFK in his sound mind, body, and soul, that he'll say, yes, we need to do something. That's what Richardson. I wish them well. That they will allocate more money for our healthcare system. That a wonderful redemption hospital that is incomplete from years into years out, that they can finish it. Oh man, I wish the final minister well, that he can come back and say, Lord, here I am. Forgive me of my iniquity. Forgive me for lying to the Liberian people. Forgive me that I have eaten more than I have worked for. I wish them well. It's reality. That's the fact. Say what you want to say. I wish them well that they can go back to that little one bedroom clinic at the core hospital 14 Mediterranean. Come on, Dr. Richardson, talk to me. Kev Hassan, talk to me. Good day. Let's have a wonderful show. Let's have a wonderful show. We're going to talk about this, you know. We will. Time trap is not for ride alone. Liberian people will cry, 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 but God will answer the prayer one day. God will answer the cry some way, somehow. And those in power will live to see the goodness of God. So let's have a wonderful show. Let's have a wonderful show. Go ahead, Dr. Richardson.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to informing Liberians again about the state of Liberia. I think I informed my fellow panelists that I stand with you, Stanton, and everybody else in stating that we wish the minister and his wife and all of those who travel with him well. But today, just hearing that he had the opportunity to leave the country takes me back to when I was in Liberia in June. I lost my 6-year-old niece just because of time. They didn't have they didn't have a blood bank at Redemption Hospital. And so I'm told that from her mother that they had to get the motorbikers on the streets to get the blood from them and test them. And we lost time in trying to, they finally found a match for her, but we lost time in trying to find the match for her and trying to get the blood to, to give her. So, when I think about the disparity, the health disparity between the haves and the have-nots, someone who can afford to leave the country versus someone who couldn't afford at the time to leave the country. I think about how much potential we are losing in Liberia. So it's kind of sad for me to talk about this issue here. I think about constantly talk about that Mom Mary, not only my niece, but somebody always mentioned. I think about Mom Mary, Mom Fatu. I think about the regular men out there on the streets in Liberia who can't afford to buy medication, let alone leave the country. So today we're going to talk about all of that as we provide you information about Liberia.
Thank you very much, Dr. Richardson. Kev Hassan.
Yeah, how you guys doing? Okay.
Good.
I know we are approaching election. I know everybody,
choose their side. But the Liberian people is in the middle. Summit 12 left an air sky flight, not charter flights, not 250. If anybody can prove that, and let's prove that. I dare anybody to prove that. I dare anybody to prove it was a charter flight. It was air sky flight because I know that. And number two, Summit 12 seek medical treatment outside by the order of the doctor, not because of that. It happened all over the world. It's a shame that people will, sometimes it hurts to see wrong information to people. Let me give you one thing. England is a well-developed country. When Nwankwo Kanu, a soccer player, will have games, soccer player fell on the field with a heart defect, where he came, Atlanta, Georgia, America. That's when Nwankwo Kanu. My mother worked 20 years at the Washington Hospital Center, over 20 years. You know who were going there? People from all over the world to Washington Hospital Center. They even have hotel there. People living all over the world, including the Arabs who have billions coming to seek medical treatment in America, all over. Based on your diagnosis, the doctor will determine that you need to seek a treatment somewhere because based on what happened. So you need a certain specialist. You know that. Even in America, when I was when my son was admitted at Children's Hospital, I met people all over the world, in DC at Children's Hospital. When I was there, I spent time there with my son. And you know that, Dr. Richardson, Stetson Witherspoon, you're a health practitioner. You know that. Both of you are very educated and intelligent people. You know that. But by giving these people this information, it is wrong. You know that. Dr. Richardson, you know that very well. That your diagnosis, medical practitioner will determine and say, let's go this place, because based on your diagnosis. You know that. We should just pray for good health and on the minister, not play politics with it. People from England come here. Nwankwo Kanu of Nigeria, Nigeria soccer player, had a heart defect. He came to Atlanta, Georgia. A lot of soccer players with a heart injury, they come to America for developed country. But to give this false narrative, how can we live with that after election?
Thank you. So let me say that Peabody, welcome back. Thank you for joining us. I know we all were watching this game, or maybe you're on your way home. Well, it's good that you join us and join us so early too. Beautiful Tuesday, the 29th of November. I send a shout out to my niece, Marma Ture. A special one going to her today. It's her birthday. But I want to say though, before I bring you in, Dr. Peabody, my dear brother, how we call you? How you call the Baptist thing? The retreat you can go to. You and Sir Joseph got that thing going on, man.
Oh, the Royal Ambassador?
The Royal Ambassador, brother. Sir Joseph said, look at Royal Ambassador Sir Joseph. We'll come to him later. But let me say this, though. Let me bring in the Minister Fagon, Minister Lamine. Let me bring him in. Dr. Richardson, we say thank you. The Honorable Kev Ahmed Hassan, we want to say thank you. But I think that we should set something straight. What we need to set up straight is that a soccer player is a soccer player. He's not a finance minister for our country. I can leave Liberia today and go anywhere in the world to have treatment. That's me, my own money. He's not a minister for a country. He's not a governor. He's not a president. He's not a director. He does not hold the country financial resources in his hand. So he can go anywhere, my brother. You know, co-host Kev Hassan.
You're not serious.
He can go, but again, finish now, brother. Okay, I'll be quiet. Let me quiet. Let Kev talk. Kev, quiet.
You're not serious. You know why I say you're not serious? Where were your voice with JMB Sick Medical?
So let me be quiet. Let you finish. Let me be quiet.
Where was your voice with JMB Sick Medical treatment abroad in America for his pacemaker? Where were your voice? Well, JMB came the last time when you did interview with JMB for medical treatment. Where was your voice? You did not ask him that.
So can I finish?
He was vice president for 12 years. But when he wanted to install a pacemaker, he flew to America. He did that. When you interview him, you did not ask him, JMB, why didn't you seek medical treatment in Liberia? You had to come to America, in Pennsylvania, and you and I know where he went. You and I know where he went. But that his private thing, because that his medical, I will leave it. So we can't be saying that. You have to ask the 12 years, man.
So, but you also realize that we got folks on the show we got to hear from, right? So if you make your point, pause it.
Yeah. So talk about vice president.
So Kev, you see, good try, right? Kev, you see, I remain quiet. Let's try to exercise that. We shouldn't get under our skin. We're going to have a beautiful show today. I just want to take a few seconds before we bring in our Dr. Peabody and Minister Fagon to give the intro. But Kev, you reference a soccer player. It's just to check you out. You reference a soccer player. And I was talking about a soccer player. It got nothing to do with his country. Senator is the finance minister. Every agreement, concession agreement that come through, whether for road, whether for hospital, it passed in from Samuel. And again, as I said, I wish Minister Twe well, because I want him to live to see the goodness of God. That is from my heart. I wish him well. But I will say to you, why they skip JFK, Redemption Hospital, Bapudu Hospital, 14 Military? If the place is so beautiful for Ma Mary, if the place is so unique for Uncle Flomo, if the place is so unique for your fellow Liberian, why you couldn't stay there? Why you have to leave the driver behind? Like we are hearing, you left the driver back, but you and your wife flew out of the country. So the driver left is not good to go in Turkey. The driver left is not better to go to Ghana. The only person left that is better is Samuel and his wife. Come on, let's call spade a spade, man. We wish the brother well. But driver, Pape, that driving the car, he's not qualified to go on. No. Please, I beg you now. Let me finish now. Hey, go.
Wrong information again. But let the other people come in. Wrong information.
I beg you, Kev. I beg you, Kev. Kev, if you want to host this show today, I will step aside.
I will host it. And
I will step aside. I will step aside, and you will talk. But today, Pa, you will give everybody a chance. No hand gesturing, no interruption, please. Dr. Peabody, please come in. Let me say this again on the record. As a child of God, I wish Samuel well. I pray for his better health. I pray for his wife. And I pray that God can give them the strength, mind, body, and soul, that they may see the goodness of God and realize Liberia is all we have. And we should do better to improve the life of the people of Liberia and improve those systems that will contribute to our well-being. That's my prayer to God. Dr. Henry Peabody, then we'll bring in Minister Fagon.
Good to see everybody on this Tuesday. Congratulations to the USA for winning Iran. Good game today. Let me say this. For me, I want to express empathy here. And what I think, for me personally, I would not want to bring up Mr. Tway. I believe we should give him some privacy while they go through the healing process. We can still have come back and discuss everything involved the two have done. But at this time, when they are fighting to get healed and fighting for their life, for me, Henry Peabody, I think we should give them some privacy at this time and just wish them well and wish that they all are healed and they get well. But I don't think we should have a discussion in regards to that at this moment. We should just pray and wish them the best.
You can do that, Peabody. It's a sound discussion. He's the finance minister. You can wish him well, like I just did, but don't say we shouldn't have a discussion on it. That's not what
I'm not saying, but I'm saying we should just
but we would discuss everything. He's a finance minister. It will be very, very bad if we don't discuss this.
But let me say this.
All the document, Peabody.
But let me say this.
Saying I wish him well, and you just wish him well, but we should discuss it. It's good for the discussion.
But let me say this. When it comes to government official leaving the country for medical attention, this has been since just a Junior Robert time. I mean, we saw Mambutu Yimpan was flown out of the country when he got sick. We saw several of them. Ellen Goffman.
Now you're talking. So take a position. Don't say we shouldn't talk about it. You can disagree, but don't say we shouldn't talk about it, though.
Well, what I'm saying is, I personally would not want to just talk about Minister Toya when he's going through the healing process. That's
the best time to talk about Minister Toya. But I respect you.
No.
I respect you. That's it. I beg Dr. Richardson. Yeah, you will bring Fago in, Dr. Richardson. I respect you if you don't want to talk about it, but it's good for the discussion. And this is the best time to talk about it because while Summer Toya is going through the pain, the whiplash, and everything, that's the best time for him to realize that all his lies and double lies, let him get on his knee and say, thank you, God, for saving my life. It's the best time to talk about it. But I understand where you're from, your pastor. You have empathy, It's your way of doing things to console people. So I'm not to that level yet. And I think that we should I Thank you very much.
I just wanted to add that I think one of the way that we Liberians will move forward is to stop this argument that just because it happened during Ellington, Tottenham time, or it happens in Nigeria, they take their leader to another country, that means that we should continue doing it. When are we going to stop and recognize our own country and start building our own hospitals, our own schools, our own universities, so that we don't have to pass them by and get on the airplane and fly to other places, or so that my niece don't have to wait until we find a motorbike person to match her blood in order for her to get a blood transfusion. We need to start from somewhere.
Thank you very much. And I think it's a fair discussion.
Well, can I add something to that? Can I add to that?
Okay, that too.
All over Africa, West Africa, their leaders fly to different countries. Their officials fly to different countries when they're sick. You are right, Dr. Richardson, that we need to do something to improve our healthcare in our country. But at this time, all over Africa, we saw the president of Nigeria stay in Europe for almost 3-4 months. One time he was sick. I mean, so when it comes to healthcare in the region, we are still struggling. We are still struggling.
Why are we struggling? Why?
Well, because we don't have the facilities. That's why we suffer.
Because we don't have the facility. You do have the facility, but why are we struggling?
Well, it's a lot that's involved, So, but I mean,
who controlling that lot? Who controlling it?
I mean,
who should help the country to improve it?
But what I would say here is that when it comes to that, we still see people, opposition, imposition, all travel out of the country to seek help. So we should just say here, when somebody travel or somebody seriously sick, we see that the associate justice went to Ghana. I think he may still be in Ghana seeking help. Just the Nangwe is still seeking help. Everybody. So we shouldn't just put this on one. I'm not saying we should put it on one person. It's a very good discussion about healthcare in our country.
Thank God that you agree that we should discuss it. Thank you very much. So listen, we are not putting it on one person. And I think you are misunderstanding our argument on the show, Dr. Peabody. First of all, you said don't discuss it because you stay in the hospital giving privacy. We are not talking about everything. It's good to discuss because this is the same guys that telling the Liberian people it is all well at 14 Military. It is all well at JFK. It is all well at Bapolu, at Phoebe, and all the other hospital redemption. When they know that it is not. They know that the cat and the dogs cannot go to those facilities. But they are saying it's okay. And now when they get into their problem, they are airlifted on a private jet worth 250,000 to go get treatment.
Well, in agriculture, there are classes of
we are
people.
not saying it wasn't
You have
happening
classes,
before,
different
but it
classes of
doesn't.
people. So,
We're not saying it wasn't happening before, but it shouldn't happen. It should be a fair game, a level playing field, and that's what we're fighting for. So, Honorable Fagon, join the conversation, my brother. Welcome to Spoon Talk.
Thank you. It's great to see all of you. My heartfelt thanks and appreciation to all of you for coming on. Dr. Peabody, the Honorable Kev Hassan, soon to be listed as the Minister of Information, I'm hearing, in the corridors.
Excuse me, hold on 1 minute. Can you say that again?
I'm hearing from the corridors that he is soon to be called to Morovia to become the Minister of Information soon.
Kev Hassan?
Yes, the Honorable Kev Hassan.
Hold on 1 minute. Oh,
It's been thought of highly.
No, Fagon, hold on 1 minute.
What
Are they going to appoint Kev Hassan Information Minister, though? Seriously?
What do you mean when you say, are they going to appoint? What do you mean by that? The president has the appointing power as enshrined in the Constitution. It is his right. It is legal. So he's considering the Honorable Kev Hassan as I'm hearing from the corridors of power that Honorable Kev Hassan is being considered as the new Minister of Information for Culture.
Can I hold you right there, Kev Hassan? Can you say something on this one, please?
This story is not true. We have the Minister of Information there, Ledger, who is capable, and he will remain there. The story is false. I'm not interested.
But can I ask you a question, Kev? If offer, will you accept?
We have the information minister.
If offer, will you accept?
We do have the information minister.
So now you are not answering the question because something about this is true.
No, if
you're offered the position, will you accept, Kev?
I said to you that I am not interested because
don't say it to me, say it to the president. He got that appointing power.
In no time the president made that decision or talked about that decision. In no time.
Have somebody else asked you?
No time anybody ever asked me. The president appoint a capable man who is capable of handling that ministry.
I'm taking my phone to make inquiries, please. I'm taking my phone to make inquiries.
I am not part of that. Not part of that. I don't support the president because of something is out of the conviction of my heart, and the president always appoint the right people until you go there and prove something else. But Ledger Rennie is the best choice, and I agree with the president. He is capable. He well capable of doing.
Wow, I don't know where you got your information from, Mr. Fagon, but we cannot slide your information all because you are the minister, former minister.
I said to you, we're hearing from the corridors of power.
Wow.
Meaning our ears are on the wall. I did not say Kev will be appointed. We're hearing from the corridors of power. But anyways, let's get back on course. My thoughts, my heart, my prayers. First of all, I don't think anybody wish evil for Minister Twe. We all praying for him to be, for me particularly, I always like to add some sense of humor because I know he watches this program with like gospel. Whatever goes on right now, even if they're trying to administer anesthesia to him, he will say, let me listen small.
You know when they're trying to put a 40 catheter in him.
Yeah, he will say, let me listen small. Let me listen small. He does that religiously. So while we are praying for him, I'll be the last person to pray evil for him. Because the guy gets smarting for me. If the guy die, I will get it. So I will not pray for him to die. But, let me say this, especially to my brother, Dr. Peabody. 65 newspapers, magazines, and what have you. If we don't talk about it, they'll talk about it. 7 television stations. If we don't talk about it, they'll talk about it. 100+ radio stations, community radio stations to be specific, 150 of them. If we don't talk about it, they'll talk about it. And once this news broke already, it's broken, it's out there, people know he's no longer in the country, him and his wife was flown to Turkey. These were some of the things I used to do, because if I don't tell the people, gossip and rumors will take it the wrong way. So I get in front and tell the people. As soon as the plane picked up, I'm on the radio or somewhere that I'm pleased to inform the Liberian people that Minister Twa and his wife have been airlifted to Ghana, where they are expected to be taken to Turkey for further medical examination, owing to the seriousness of the accident. And I'm displaying this vehicle, and everybody seemed to be some form of empathy or sympathizing with the situation. That way you don't have people coming up to say, oh, why they plan? Because you look at a vehicle, you'll be like, no, we don't have the capacity. On the flip side of it, CEO, it is my understanding that some of the nurses who were the first to handle them say, you see now, we who making $70, we handling the millionaire now. We who they can't pay 2-3 months or yes, so those who rush to the scene. For me, I expected that. And the moment, you know what happened, CEO, the moment the accident happened, someone sent it to me, I pushed it to you and I say, this thing is fake.
Wait, let me ask you, why you said that? Because I remember that morning, you woke me up with that text message, but why you thought that it was fake?
Because Twa and the whole crew were on their way from Lofa. And the time I knew they had left, it wouldn't have been possible for them to have the accident in the Salaye area so quick. So I look at the other fake profile, because they do that, it's a friend request. They just send you a message, and the moment you respond to it, you become their friend on Messenger. But at the same time, I'm making calls, no one can confirm or deny. But this person who sent me the message did so at the scene when they were still trying to pull them out of the wreckage, get them some help. The EPS car had to go turn around. They had to call the EPS car back to come back, and the other vehicles. So it was real news in real time, but it's not something I expected. So I'm just going to say that if we don't talk about it, the people will talk about it. But the way we talk about it does matter on this network. If we put a negative connotation to it, that's how it's going to be spun out there. If we put a positive image to it, and then the people will have a positive image. For me, this is what I want to say. If the only medication available for us to treat stentum, the only single dose is an African herb that an old man has in Bapolu. And they say Spoon that was CEO. But all the cool hospital, why you come here for? Well, it's because probably that's the only medication or dose available. And I want you to live. And so I think Twa going abroad is not different from me coming abroad to seek treatment when I was fired. We just don't have what it takes to handle complicated cases. And that can also be blamed on governments after governments after governments. It's not unique to this one. But I hope Twa and others, Jefferson Koji, Rebecca McGill, who else had a terrible accident, Jake, people will see the need. We finished with Bapolo Hospital, but we're looking for people to go work there in equipment. They finished with the hospital in River G. It's done. But we're looking for people and equipment to staff it. It's time government invests where the investment is needed. And that's it. That's the best I can say. That
Thank you.
the healthcare system needs help. And they need it like yesterday, not today. And that brings me to this point that I told you this morning in our discussion. Are there healthcare workers in the country making below $50? Yes, sir. And I can prove it beyond all reasonable doubt. Are there nurses making below $75? Yes, sir. I can prove it. When do we graduate from that? When do we advance beyond overlooking the people who save our lives and the people who teach us to be better people? I hope government can open their eyes, but this, to me, will be another story.
It will be another story for another day, and we will ask the people to call on our show, those that are making below $100, nurses, teachers, civil servants, that making below $100. Imagine the work for 1 month, 30 days, 31 days, whatever, 20 days, and you get $100. Divide that 20 days by 100 and put in the hours. 8 days, 8 hours per day. 8 hours per day times 20. How many hours would that be? I think it would be 160 hours a month if they work for 20 days. You want to take off this Sunday and this Saturday and Sunday. And imagine you paid $100. How much are you giving them per hour? That's a joke. That's why they say the harmonization, the people think is good. And I asked, how much for school fee? How much for fuel? How much for a bag of rice? We'll dedicate the show one day this week to the civil servant, the teachers, the nurses. We ask them to call. Don't call your name, just have a good conversation. Are you okay with your current position, your current salary? And how can the government do better? It's crazy. So when we go back to the Minister Twitch story, it's a unique story. Yeah, they said they left the driver back. The driver, they gave him paracetamol and say, okay, go home. Thank God. Recommendation were made by doctors from JFK. Said, go ahead, leave the country, go to Ghana, Ghana to Turkey. Well, I wish all Liberians have that, special gift and blessing from the government, that the doctor can look at Pape Flomo from Lofa County and say, you know what, you got to go Ghana. And you go ahead, the government will pay, go to Ghana for treatment from Ghana to Turkey. I mean, it's true. It is. So we are here to say to everyone, we're going to have a wonderful show. This is national issue discussion. We're going to have everything on the table. What is on your mind? We will try to open the phone line. I believe they work on it today to listen from the people. Something terrible is happening. And we'll also show you what our president is still doing outside of the country, practicing, playing some early morning practice. And as we sit to defend, or at least we can say, to redirect the mind of this government, we want you to listen and participate. It's a beautiful day, very cold, but we'll be in our corner to have a good program. Dr. Richardson, having said that, what is on your mind?
Minister Twit's story is a microcosm of what happens in Liberia all the time. His story represents the poor infrastructure. It's not only the healthcare that some people might want to say, oh, it's just the healthcare. It's the road he was driving on. The infrastructure. Remember, Mr. Twit was on this show talking about the National Road Fund not long ago. And he told us that they had to take money accrued from the National Road Fund for them to transfer that to salary payment. Okay, so that tells us that something is even wrong with our economy, with the way how our ministers and our legislature allot money to different services. So it's not just healthcare, it's the insensitivity to people. We borrow money to say that we'll pay salary of workers, government employees, and yet and still these people are still not receiving their paychecks, their money. The roads don't even have any signs. Have you guys traveled on some of the roads in Liberia lately? As bad as they are, and of course, four financiers have contributed to this one Lofa Roye. It don't have any signs, no directions, no people traveling on three lanes highway. So there's all of these things, that pop up for me when I think about this one accident. The insensitivity to the people. All right. To say only certain people get the privilege. You are only privileged to receive certain care. And it's not about uh the people who can afford, like how somebody can come on this platform and say, oh, it's a certain type of diagnosis. No, it's a privilege. That's what it's about. Somebody had the privilege to leave the country. They could afford it because of their position, and they left. Not everybody in this world or in Liberia have the same privilege.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Kev Hassan?
Sometimes it make a good uh, comedy statement and about privilege. We know we know that people who have idea in the healthcare, understand that when doctor make a decision, you know, you have to seek medical treatment outside. We all listen uh, to the doctor. But one thing I would say is that I hope you guys heard when Fagan confirmed that the hospital in River said it's done. The hospital in Buffalo is done. Because I understand that people say, "Oh, nothing happened, nothing happened." Well, I know it's done. The problem is to give false information. I don't know how do people sleep at night, but hey, you have to feel good to give false information because of that. But GMB,
Which
look,
one of
guys,
the information is false before you attack anyone on the set?
you
Which
said
information is false?
the Apollo Hospital,
It's not completed.
nothing there. It's
It's
done.
not completed. No, it's not. Show me the
Do
picture.
you want to know the date?
No, 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 no,
Hold
no,
on.
no, 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 no. Don't say hold on. Don't tell me. Don't tell me hold on. No,
So you
Kev,
say you get a picture to prove the brother of proof on you.
Kev.
The
We are
brother of
not.
proof is on you.
Kev. We are not fighting. Calm down.
Hey, my man.
Sometimes you need to calm down. You
Well,
and nobody fighting.
I was talking.
No. I interrupted you for a reason.
Uh-huh.
Because I don't want you to make this a habit to attack anyone on the show and say they're lying.
Oh, yeah, I attack you every day.
Hold on 1 minute, Kev.
Don't do that. Mm-hmm.
Kev.
Let's go ahead. Ask a question.
Kev.
Yes, sir.
And again, sometimes we say it will be better. Sometimes you get some brain cleaning because it will help you to come back the next day. So it will be wise sometimes you take the time off and you relax and recollect. I told you the other day, we sent folks to Buffalo. The hospital is not done. And you told me, say, the hospital is done and operation will start soon. People will be there working. And I said to you, it's not. You just make reference concerning what Fagon said. You said Fagon said the hospital is completed. If that's what Fagon said when I woke up and went to answer the door, then I would tell Fagon, say the hospital.
I said the hospital is dead, but there's nothing in there. There's
exactly. So I don't know why you would twist Fagon's word. Completion of a hospital doesn't mean when you put the roof is done. Do you have anything to share with Liberians tonight that the hospital is functioning, the hospital is completed? Do you have anything?
Okay. I hope you don't interrupt me, and let's do it because this is serious now. Because you're twisting my word. I never told you the hospital is functioning. I said it's done, meaning that it's built, everything. If I don't confirm it, that is done. And the hospital in Riverside.
So hold on, so don't go to Riverside. No, let's stick with Buffalo. Kev, let's stick with Buffalo. Kev, let's stick with Buffalo. When you say that, Kev, hold on. When you say the hospital is done, what do you mean?
CEO, I hope you can give me the respect as a human being and let me speak.
We're not on that level, Kev. Stop crying. Stop crying. I ask you a question, answer the question. Don't cry. Kev, nobody talk about giving you respect as a human being or animal. I'm asking you.
I'm answering it.
Answer the question. Don't call for respect as a human being.
Yes, because you're not giving me.
When you say the hospital is done, what do you mean?
It meaning that with Stanton Warehouse will build something. When you build something and everything, the roof, everything, there's everything in there, meaning that it's done. Running is a different thing. If I tell you the hospital is running, it's a different thing. I said done. It's finished. It will be open. The only thing that stopped the opening, because there's a date next month, the 28th. The only thing that might delay the 28th of next month is because of the roads. Because people from the UAE will be arriving to be part of the opening on the 28th of next month. I'm working on the video to show, and I hope Stanton Waterspoon will apologize to the Liberian people and say, I mislead the Liberian people. So what Fatu said, I'm not let me finish.
Yeah, no, Kev, let me hold you. I don't, Kev, hold on. Kev, let me hold you right there. Kev, let me ask you a question again. You can do too much talking, but you will wait. Let me ask you a question. The issue about you say hospital is done. Let's take it step by step.
Oh, man.
And I will ask you again, you can twist your face, you can get vexed, it's up to you. But we'll bring you in the system that you have a genuine conversation without getting into your feelings. When you say the hospital is done, you talking about the windows are there, the doors are there, the roof completed. That's what you mean done? You talking about because the plaster of the building, that's what you mean done? Is that what you're talking about?
See, what you mean? I said done.
No, but you gotta clarify it's done. You've been short of what you are saying.
That you don't have problem, because I'm telling you the hospital is done. It functioning and running is a different thing. They gotta open it.
I'm not talking about functioning and running, Kev. I will remain with what you just said when you said done. Let's take away functioning and running. Okay, I will give you that. I'm not talking about functioning. I'm not talking about running. Please, let's take away that, because maybe the people that are sending you the messages, they gotta help you better. Let me ask you a question. You're building a house, right? The doors, the plaster, the paint, everything. Is that what you mean done? But Kev, you gotta slow down, my brother. Please. Yeah. Okay, let me leave you a bit, because let me let you to reconsider your thought. Okay, Fagon, Minister Fagon, help us and help our listening audience. When Kev Hassan said the hospital is done, what makes the hospital a hospital? He said the hospital is done. Tell me what you understand. What are you trying to say? Because he's all into shaking right now.
I can't speak for Kev, but I know.
But what do you understand when he says it's done?
That's what I'm saying. We got several buildings. We got school buildings. We got nightclub buildings. We got the mall. We got. The only time you refer to a hospital or a building, as a hospital is if that building is medically hospitable. If the building is there, tomorrow they can change their mind on the 20th and say, you know what, this place will be Bapulu military barracks. It will be. In my opinion, like when I talk about Riverside, I can confirm to you that around the 15th or so, thereabout, and this is factual information, the chief medical officer, Dr. Francis Kitte, and his team arrived in Riverside, and Dr. Kitte alone did 23 surgeries. in the Riverside Hospital. The team also assisted by doing 30 different surgeries pro bono. So that one, I can say Riverside the hospital. But by Polu I think they're waiting.
What was done? What was done at the Riverside Hospital, Fagon? Surgery, right?
Surgeries.
1, 2, 3, up to 23, right?
23.
They went there, right? Their hospital is done.
Yes.
They are operating.
It's done.
Not just the plaster on the wall, not the paint that they painted the building with. Not because you put window bar or doors, it means that the hospital is done. You cannot say it is done. It is not done. And that's what we need to understand. Like you rightly put it, guess what? They can wake up today and say that place will be a college building. The hospital is not done. So the confusing part of my brain, and I like what Kev said. He have requested for a video to show to Liberians that yes, this is what is happening at the hospital. You don't have equipment. Offices are not up. The structure is there. The poor window bars, the roof, the doors, but the hospital is not done. The interior is not done. I'm very sorry for our understanding at times. And I hope we can have that wonderful video.
If you go to your messenger, I think your messenger, if you're able to input the photographs from there, I sent you 2 photographs of the team as well as the equipments that they use to perform the surgeries that you can show to the Liberian people. That I can say.
But I don't know which one the messenger you sent it to, brother.
Okay, then maybe you need to check.
So may I add?
Screenshot it, just send me the picture. I'll find it.
I actually have a different perception.
Yeah, Dr. Richardson, go ahead, man.
It's done in completed hospital. Not because you have surgery at a hospital means that it's done. In fact, in the United States, they have freestanding surgery centers here. One day outpatient procedures depending on the nature of your surgery. But I consider a fully functioning hospital to be, yes, they have surgery there. They have medications there. They have aftercare, surgery aftercare there. I have older family members who've been through hospital care, so I know how a hospital has provided services to them. They even have sometimes transportation to and fro when you come in, and then follow up after your surgery. So that's what minimally is required for a hospital to be fully functioning and sustainable. We're not talking about being able to have this surgery just for a brief period of time. And then next day when we come back, we can't find the equipment, we can't find the medication, all of those things, or we can't even find the doctor, or we have to bring doctor from Monrovia all the way to River G or to Bobaloo. That's not what I call a hospital.
No, Dr. Francis, let me say this to you. This is the Honorable Eugene Fagon speaking. When I tell you that a hospital is a hospital, it means it has everything therein that is supposed to be there. And what I'm supposed to do for the Liberian people right now, I'm going to screenshot this.
No, I just send you Fagon, I just send you hey, what's up? Reply to that and send me those information on Messenger.
And Dr. Mr. Fagon, I wasn't trying to disagree with you. I was just trying to give you my perception based on my experience of hospitals. And you probably know.
I'm telling you that it's done. They did that many surgery, 53 of it performed.
But that's not the Buffalo Hospital, Fagon. That Riverside Hospital you're talking about.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Right. I don't know about Buffalo, but I can tell you about Riverside Hospital being fully functional and that the following happened there. That I can tell you and I can confirm to you. And I'm sending it now to your, WhatsApp. So you can show some of the equipment. Don't be scared now. I'm not backing the government, Dr. Francine, but that is a fact. The government did that one. That one.
It's okay when the government did what the government. Yes, I mean, I'm looking at the picture. I mean, this is a hospital.
Riverside District Hospital.
Riverside District Hospital. You got to look.
If you want more, I'm saying you look at the modern equipment.
No, but Fagon.
The JFK people who they can knock the light at it. Pam, pam, pam. Ain't not see that video? Fire to count on the surgical light.
Fagon. This Riverside Hospital, we know, right? They've been doing that, which is good. They're trying. The only thing staff going there to work there, that's the problem. And they're trying to encourage people. The only problem for the Riverside Hospital. Yeah, they cannot find staff for that hospital. But for us to say the Babalu Hospital is up and running or is done, that's a lie. That's not a true story. Now, but the reason why we're having this conversation, Centimony, is because of what we find ourselves in today. The minister, thank God he's alive, got into a car accident. They took him from Phoebe to JFK. While at JFK, they said the driver was okay, gave the driver paracetamol, staying home. They said, come back on Wednesday, we're going to re-eval. That's the driver, right? They sent the driver home. They said, driver will come back Wednesday. They were checking out again. Minister Twe and his wife, they sent him out of the country. The story says, charter flight, special flight, 100 and some thousand, 250,000, whatever the amount is. The other story said, well, they took a commercial flight to go to Ghana and Ghana to Turkey. If we have those beautiful hospitals, like most people talk about, the wonderful hospital, why are we still sending our ministers and their family members out of the country? If 14 Military Hospital was the best, JFK is up to par, super, better than Vetro, Cooper Hospital here. Why are we seeking outside country medical attention? Why? But join into the conversation.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's good to be back. First of all, let me say my thoughts and prayers with Minister Twe and his wife and all those who are involved in the accident. I pray that God will bless them and heal them, and that their health will be restored. They have a saying. They say something they just say on TV way back in the day. They say something about the life you save will be your own, something like that.
Oh, wait.
Drive.
I will say for you, we all want to go to heaven, but how many of us want to go now? Fast driving, speed you to the great beyond. And the great beyond can hold great surprises. No one won't want to go to heaven by committing suicide. So drive carefully. The life you save may be your own, or that's about friend. That's how that thing. I still remember this thing.
So in other words, we are being reminded that we should improve our facilities in our country. We should prioritize it. We should make sure that if I can go to that hospital, you can also go there. And like, the argument I'm hearing, is that how many people can afford to be flown out of the country if they are involved in an accident or they are seriously ill? So that says that all Liberians should be treated the same way. Okay, they should be able to go to the JFK and get the same treatment and so forth. Okay, it's not only when you are elected official or appointed official of the government before you should be able to be flown out of the country. Okay, so the concern people are making is about the common people. Like for instance, I give an example about my own mother. My mother has a leg injury, and we have to take her to out of the country. It will cost about $8,000 to do that. Okay, I mean, we have to raise that money. My sister, my siblings, and myself. She cannot. If we have something, we just say we have to fly out of the country, but we cannot afford to do it.
There you
go. So that's the question people are saying. Minister wasn't in the position he's in today. Were they flying out of the country? That's a question. But while we are praying for him, we pray and hope that this should be an eye opening for all officials of the government, from the president down. Because I was saying my brother when I said, look, why is something happening to somebody today, and you have to leave that country urgently? What will happen? if JFK is the only place of Phoebe or GF or Jackson F. Doe where you can, a redemption hospital where you can go for referral and get first hand treatment before you are taken off the country. So we should prioritize it. When things of this nature occurs, it brings us to the understanding that we should be very careful now. We should say, look,
Yeah.
in the next budget, let's ensure that JFK is giving a facelift and make up. Because I tell you the truth though, I don't know how many people around you know, but when JFK back in the days during the Taliban administration, even though JFK will refer hospital in the region, people
Of
to come
course, it's
from the
true.
region to come to the JFK for surgery. In fact, I remember my late father, he had to go through a surgery in Firestone, but they brought him to JFK. And Dr. Bromsky, the one that did the operation on him, okay, we had the best doctors doing back in the day in Liberia at JFK. We're one of the top notch hospital. And I pray we can learn from these things and prioritize GF and Jackson F. Doe or Redemption Hospital. But then our 5 top the budget is about around $10 million. We look at the top elected officials in our country, the budget is $50 million. So you see the disparity. I mean, that should be an eye opener. So look,
Is it
Tamale,
me or
that's
is Timberlake? Oh, okay. I
Tamale,
thought it was
stop.
my internet.
No, I think Timothy have a internet problem.
Mm.
Maybe, yeah, but let's move on. Mariah, welcome to the show. I think he was making a point that JFK being a referral hospital, and now it is not. So I think that was a strong point he was making.
No, thank you, and my apologies for coming late. I had a long political meeting.
You stay in politics? But that's okay though. Father, I want to come back to you because you just talked to us a little bit about JFK being a referral hospital for the region, not only Liberia. And now where we are today with everything, all the promises. I mean, you talk about Mabutu. Indeed, he was flown all over the country. Kev talk about JMB. Indeed, he was flown all over the country. But that's not what we should settle for. When you speak to government officials, they say we're doing better in the healthcare system. It's not only restricted to this government. That's not what, but we shouldn't settle for that. We should improve the system. That's why you are elected. That's why you were brought into position to do that which is right. For Samuel Tuer, Mambutu, and other ministers or president or vice president not to leave. He made mention of Buhari. The Nigerians, they put mouth on Buhari. They beat him up. And they thought he was dead. He had a call and he had to come back to the country and say, no, yeah, I am. So talk to us, former Deputy Minister Fagon. Where are we when we blame this government and saying that, you know why? Why does man have to leave? If you guys just told us we had the best hospital for humanitarian, redemption, JFK, now are we still leaving?
Can I? Oh, it's
Well,
Fagon.
well,
Fagon, you love me enough to let me talk.
Oh, shucks. Oh, shucks.
you
Oh,
know
man.
what? When it comes to love, you got to take it when you get it. I'll take this
Oh,
love.
man, you just showed your girlfriend picture yesterday about her birthday. Don't do
My
this
brother,
on the
under
show.
the Liberian Constitution and the Liberian law, if you say Alago Asloa Musu Skat, as long as the first woman agree, I'm allowed to marry an additional wife. And I can have that additional wife under the law, and she will still be respected as a wife under our laws. Are you aware?
You said first one agree, right?
Yes, the law said the first wife should agree.
I beg you, you let go
First
on,
wife,
yeah.
I
now
just
you're
asked him for
consent.
myself.
No, I
You
can
let
speak
go
for
on,
her.
yeah.
The
Before
Bible said the two
we
shall
get in,
become
before
one.
we get in situation we can't handle.
We can't
Let's
handle, we
proceed,
can handle
please.
it one. But anyway, I will yield a little bit of my time to you, Yakura. It'll be 30 seconds. I think, Stanton,
Thank you.
what you really see here is the fact that Liberia have come a long way. Can you imagine JFK like Tomali said, was a referral hospital for the region. Today, look at JFK. We're begging other people to even send doctors to us. You have the Tubman National Institute of Medical Arts, TNIMA. People used to come from as far as Sudan, medical students, to come and attend. Today, what do we have? I don't know what it will take any government, the speaker, the pro tem, the vice president office, and the deputy speaker, their budgets doubles the health sector budget. What kind of joke is that? To even eat food, 4% budget over us. The 15 counties budget, you put it together, 1% budget more than that. I think we ought to do more, but I'll let Yakula move on. And I'll do
No,
the same for Kev if he asks me for time.
thank you, Fagon. And again, my apologies for coming late. We're only living here by God's grace. It's really only by God's grace because the health sector we have today, and again, I'll be the first to say it's not only Joshua, and it's not only under his government. Doctor, what you say? Oh, it's not only Joshua under his government. This is an age-old problem. Um, the UP government, under which I worked, also struggle with this issue. The difference is you could see that they were making progress towards addressing some of these things. And I think that's, as you mentioned, what governments are supposed to do to help make it better. Even if you can finish the work, start doing something, making progress, let the people see that you're doing something. And as we've all mentioned, Mr. Cummings raised this point in one of his speeches earlier, about how the top five government officials' budget was more than the top referral hospitals in the country, or even the universities and community colleges. And that just tells us what our focus is. Health and education. Every political party in this country platform or agenda includes health and education. Yet, the CDC's platform included health and education. Yet, when they came into power, those were not the priorities. The priorities were amassing wealth for they and their cronies. And so, using the budget, which Mr. Cummings calls political corruption, using the budget to amass wealth and put all of the money under these offices. And I mean, today we see waste complete in how we're dividing taxpayers' money. Yes, we have partners that contribute to the budget, but most of this is based on taxpayers' money in the revenue collected. And for it to not be going towards these very essential facilities, health and education, and of course there are other things, roads, and there are competing priorities. But the health, they say a healthy people. You cannot have a country where people continue to die from what Mr. Cummings called the top five preventive illnesses: malaria, typhoid, maternal mortality, diabetes, and what's the fifth one? Those are the things that kill our people the most, and these are all preventive illnesses that can easily be cured by preventive measures. But at the end of the day, we're in a society where it's only God that is keeping us. God forbid today something happens to you, your hospital, there's no hospital in this country that can provide most of the basic health services. And if you don't have the money, the connection, the ability to be medically evacuated, as we've seen, other ministers and other people done, um, it's just your death sentence. And even with illnesses, whether they're not emergency or preventive illnesses, for example, I can tell you for a fact, maybe that has changed and I doubt it has, but if you have cancer in Liberia, there's not a radiation facility now. They can only do chemo, but not radiation. You have to travel. And if you can afford to travel out of the country, whether to Ghana or India or any other country to do radiation as part of your cancer treatment, then it's literally a death sentence. And that goes for a lot of things. Yes, we just had a dialysis center open, but at some point you have to ask. I remember recently there was a patient who was complaining that dialysis center was running out of the salt. I think some pink salt or something they use or whatever. So even if the facility is there, building facility is one thing, equipping it, ensuring that it's operative and is able to cater to the needs of the people, and that it's maintained, that these materials are available. We have one of the best surgery centers or whatever, but the maintenance of it, and so all of these things really just points to the fact that, like you can say, that God money or, and unfortunately that's not how people should live. Yes, God should continue to bless us, and yes, God should continue to guide and protect us, but it's still God help those who help themselves, and at this point we're not helping ourselves.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Moran. I mean, you make some very striking point, but I want to. I also heard that Senator DeLone vehicle was involved in the accident, and thank God he wasn't in the vehicle as well. I don't know what the accident thing's happening, but going back to the hospital issue and what we'll be discussing today, let me bring in Kev Hassan because I think after that we'll move to the next conversation. Kev.
Okay. Again, and I'm going to confirm this. The Buffalo Hospital is done, fully equipped. Um, they are sending people going to be coming from the UAE to train some of our workers. It's going to open on the 28th. The roads are there. Currently, they are building quarters for the doctors and nurses to live there as we speak. So it's fully equipped. It's going to be open. So if anybody who think it's not true, send anybody to Buffalo and get. But I'll be having video on that. And two, when folks say, "Oh, the UP government were were, were progress, making progress," wow, they the vice president went out of the country to insert a pacemaker, came to America to insert a pacemaker in Atlanta, Georgia. We had an individual, a lady, on the show that we all took part in raising funds. She was in Kenya. She wanted to seek dialysis and treatment in Liberia. Dr. Peabody, you remember. But but we never had dialysis treatment. Under the UP government, she lived in Kenya. She came all the way. She came on our show because she needed family members. She came all the way to Sierra Leone, close to Liberia, so she can be home because we don't have dialysis center. Under this government, we have, and then folks say the UP government were making progress. Oxygen plants, we have two now. Under the UP government, zero. We have two. More hospital built under this government. More hospital. Minister Fagon make that case where he was deputy minister. He made that case. He made it. I'll be surprised if he say no. More hospital built under this government.
Every day, my member is looking for help from me. But man, how it is on the money? I tell you, say,
under this government, the folks will come and say the last government made progress. How can we sit with a straight face and let that fly to the Liberian people? Sometimes it's not about your side. It's about the truth. It's about the truth. How can we sit with our straight face that we on this platform raise funds for somebody to leave Kenya and come to Sierra Leone, wanted to be close to Liberia, because we never had dialysis center. Under this government, we have. Why can't we just say and praise this? So if folks will come, they think that because it's come because of the CDC, I'm angry because you talk against the CDC. You're missing the point. I'm angry because of the misleading information to our people. I'm angry because our people deserve the truth. If we have the speaker, the loud voice, we should speak the truth, because tomorrow, we will look in the eyes of the people and speak the truth. Then you ask yourself, there's no dialysis center? If the answer is yes, speak the truth. No oxygen plants? If the answer is yes, speak the truth. If Bapolo Hospital is not finished, if the answer is yes, speak the truth. If the Riverside Hospital, speak the truth. Fulton Military Hospital, speak the truth. At JFK, we saw the first lady going there in the children ward, equipment. Speak the truth. When I asked Dr. Richardson, let me give you access in Liberia to the city of hope, she said, I'll go there. I'll go for that. They pay my way. But if you seek in the truth, you will, as a female who want to see the truth, who want our girls that she speak about to be better, who on the streets, our girls that were on the street will have a place called the City of Hope. If Dr. Richardson is interested in the truth, she will go there when I give her that option.
Thank you.
That's why I'm angry.
So thank you, Kev. You will be angry for a very long time. So after October 10th,
after October, then I will celebrate.
That's why I'm going to make sure.
I will celebrate.
Hold on, Kev. Now you finish now. Hold on, my man. We gave you 5 minutes. You talk. Just pause. That's why we'll make sure that I've asked Dr. Peabody, St. Thomas and George, Dr. Richardson. We'll make ourselves available. Eugene Fragon, you can join us. October 10, 2023, we will go to Maryland to camp. Be very close to CAF, because we'll be very concerned about the result of the election, and we want CAF Hassan's well-being to be attended to. So what I would say to you, we have discussed on this, and we very, very hope you can join us October 10, 2023.
You confirm that you guys are opposition.
Oh, wait now. Wait now. I'm not talking about your interest. We're talking about opposition.
That's tenable to be opposition.
But wait, Kev.
You can't see this government.
Kev, I've been saying this. I've been saying this.
For choosing your path.
I respect this. Kev.
Now
don't interrupt me
now.
Don't interrupt me now, please.
Choosing your path.
So, Kev, don't interrupt me now. I've been saying this from. But Kev, hold on now. Hold on. You're interrupting again. I've been saying this from day one. You know what? When I beat on the government, you'll say I'm opposition. When I beat on opposition say I'm for the government. But I will say, let me say my piece. Let me say my piece. Kev, let me say my piece, but stop. So again, I would say for Kev well-being, Mr. Fragon, we have decided, because trust me, I don't have to be opposition to protect my brother. I don't have to be in position to protect my brother, Kev. I've not spoken to this brother since Wednesday. But hold on now, Kev.
Can you say you could join me?
Kev, hold on. One person is talking on the show. Kev, hold on. So what I'm saying, because just in case, if CDC, end up losing the election, will be there to help Kev. If CDC win the election, will be there to celebrate with Kev. Either or, Kev can say it any way he wants. So I just want to say that's how it is. But guys, let's hear what's on your mind, Dr. Peabody. I've not spoken to Kev since last week, Wednesday. I would not speak to him till the Christmas pass. And that's what I have decided to do. Dr. Peabody, what's on your mind? Looking at the serious situation, our
You know,
next conversation, our next conversation is a sanction issue. I got a lot of information. I want to ask you guys your take on the sanction issue. Something is stirring, something is scary. But talk to us, Dr. Peabody.
there's no question that our healthcare has a problem. We have a serious healthcare issue in that country, and I, for one, have been to JFK. I have donated medical supplies and numerous huge quantity to JFK to help people there, and I've been there and seen what have happened to our country. We do have a problem when it comes to our medical issue in Liberia. I think it's something that every government should give a priority. It should be a priority for every government. Healthcare and education. Our healthcare is draining. Most of our people die from very curable illnesses. People die, but unfortunately, that's how it's been for a very long time. Only since President Talbot and President Dole administration that our healthcare. Look, I've met a doctor in Macon, Georgia, where I went to school. And the doctor told me one time that he went to AAWT College of Medicine. He has his own practice in Macon. He said, man, that was one of the best medical school that I went to. He said, because when I came to the US, I didn't have problem passing my state board to practice. He said it was good. A Ghanaian who's telling Liberia. And I went there. I was one of his patients when he saw me in Macon, Georgia. So the thing is, we have a problem with our healthcare. Unless something is done, people will die. Look, my mom died in that country because she went to JFK and they couldn't treat her. So she literally died in my brother's car, driving her from hospital to hospital, and that's how she died. So we know that there's a serious situation with healthcare in that country. And unless every government that comes to power and make it priority, they always talk about it. This person said, "Oh, the first thing I would do, we'll deal with this, we'll do," and when it comes there, then everything changes. But we do have a problem in our country when it comes to our healthcare that needs to be addressed.
Thank you, Dr. Peabody. You want to close on something? St. Thomas and George, Honorable Fagon, on this healthcare, we got to move on to the sanction.
Well, we just got to improve our healthcare sector. It's very important that we can put it back to where it used to be, where people used to come to our country for. We should get it back. And I pray that all our officials of government, elected officials and appointed officials, should open their eyes, and when the budget comes before then, they should make sure that JFK, Redemption Hospital, Jackson F. Dole, Phoebe, and the other top hospital should be given priority. It should increase the budget. Okay, it should cut down the budget, the budget that elected officials and officials are getting, and prioritize our healthcare sector. I mean, let us prioritize it. Look, Liberia, we got. In fact, I will give credit to the Liberian, the medical, the medical commission there. Had I think one of the doctors, she's presently visiting America, Dr. Benetta Andrews. What they are doing, they're using the institution to send doctors for specialized training abroad, and that we having specialized doctors in our country. When I went to Liberia, I visited them, and I was impressed. They just need support. We got one of the best doctors in our country. I mean, I'm not kidding. We got the best doctors in our country. Just that with the need to be more trained and facilities need to be and given, and they will perform miracles in our country. You know, so I just pray that our government and elected officials should prioritize our health sector and increase the budget of these far top health institutions, so that in the future we will not have to fly our people overseas for advanced medical checkup. We can do it in Liberia. So that's all I want to say. Let's improve our healthcare sector and we'll be fine.
I just wanted to add that we have to start from somewhere, but I'm not willing to present the idea here that we have to accept like a half-done job. When I think about a hospital, I'm not thinking about just a building or a shelter. I think about what makes up a hospital, which is, sheltering, which is administration and staffing. You know, once you have some people that are trained. You can't have a hospital and you have nurses that you don't invest in training them. Okay, you can't have a hospital and you have doctors that you don't invest in training them. You just have a building. The same thing when I think about, if you talk about a home for girls, I think about a home that have staff that know about the developmental stages for young women and boys. I think about a home that have something about trauma informed treatment care. I think about a clinic. I think about staff that understand how to treat children. I think about even the building. I think about the colors of the building that are in there that are attractive to the learning process of children. So I don't want us to sit down here and say we can build any old building in Liberia, or we can just build any old structure and say we have hospital or we have a home for young girls and boys. Yes, we have to start somewhere. We have to start from somewhere. But if we're going to do it, we got to do it right.
If I'm going to take us home on this, then we're going to go into the other conversation.
Well, for me, it's the underfunding. The healthcare sector is underfunded. But what gets me annoyed is what is required for one to become a nurse or a doctor in the country. And for you to get paid like you're nothing. The teachers get paid nothing, but guess what? They make the director who makes $2,000. They taught him everything that he knows. He makes $2,000 and the guy makes $250. The nurses, all of our ministers, their wives, their girlfriends, and their girlfriends' friends, or whatever, will go to the hospital. They will demand first-class treatment from people that they pay $70. Look, I sent you the link of the Decent Work Act. I also sent you the particular session, for you to see how people are misled in the country. If you look at the last part, it tells you that the employees, even if you don't pay them like in the formal sector or the companies and what have you, a government that is demanding that the people be paid 68 cents and $5.50 a day cannot be the one underpaying them. But still, they passed the law and said $3.50 an hour. If you pay somebody $3.50 an hour, multiply that by 8 hours a day, that's $28, my friend. If you do 40 hours a week, multiply that by $3.50 as the law says, that's $140 a week. Now, if you do the 160 hours for the whole month, times $3.50 an hour, as the law says that I sent to you, you're supposed to pay them $5.60 a month.
$5 an hour or a day?
The day is there is $5.50 a day. They're talking about the formal sector. If
no,
you
the
look down,
informal sector is a day. $3.50 a day.
Let me
the
read
formal
this.
sector is $5 a day.
Yeah, but wait, hold on. Let me read this for you, beginning from the semicolon mark, which I sent to Stanton. It said if every domestic in or casual worker / employee is entitled to be paid a minimum wage of United States dollars, 43 cents per hour, okay? $3.50 per day. Stanton, you want to send it to her? For work that the employee
that's what I said.
That's what I'm saying, $3.50. The minimum is $3.50.
A day, not an hour.
No, that's what I'm saying, but I'm multiplying. If you, sorry.
No, but you make
per day.
Yeah, per day. Per day.
Yeah, you said per hour. That's what I know that because we wrote out the Decent Work Act, so I know the minimum wage.
Because if you pay them what you're requesting the other people to pay them $5.50 per day, they will not make $45 a month. They'll make more than that. If you pay them per day, okay, $3.50, multiply that by even $10. I mean, 10 days. How much you think that would be? and then multiply 30 days by that. And people stay. So you want a nurse to work for 30 days and then make $75 as we've seen. We know it to be a fact. Then you go to work and do what you got to do, but then you make 5,800. And then you tell us that harmonization was good. How is harmonization good when a minister is still making around that, when the civil servant is making $45? How did harmonization impact the man making $45? So in our healthcare sector, the reason they don't find people to go to those hospitals is because imagine you're in the city, Stanton, Morovia, where the cost of living is extremely high. They pay you $75. Then you go to the place where you grew up and you love to be, Bokondre, where they got all the diamond, the gold, whatsoever, but nobody wants to face the place. Imagine how much they will pay you in Bokondre, where the road can't even reach, if they pay somebody in Morovia $75. You probably will make $25 a month. As a nurse who went to school and studied so hard and paid so much money, so nobody wants to go back Polu. So there got to be some incentives to make people want to work there, and they got to do better to have people go into the medical field in Liberia to study, graduate, and help our people.
Thank you
Great.
very much. Thank you, Fagon. I think we're going to find time to talk about this decent work art because it is important for us to do so. We will call those folks in the situation they find themselves in. As I said, well, $70 for 20 days, $350 a day, 1 month. They are making $70, and they're going to take taxes out, right?
Oh,
On the $70.
take Social Security out, and they take health insurance out. That's what killing people. And you know how they do it? I'm going to tell you, I was in the government, and I dare any minister or whoever to open their mouth to me because I know what happened. Assuming Dr. Francine had an insurance company, Kev got an insurance company, Dr. Peabody got an insurance company. The workers are supposed to decide who's going to give them the best offer. You know what they do? They make deal with the 3 people. And they will take the one now offering like $20 because they will get a kickback from Kev or Dr. Francine every month, or every 3 months when they get a check. They got to read the minister, it's happening. I dare anybody open their mouth to me.
Nothing. What's up?
And that's one of the things that made the workers at Information Ministry angry, because they had options for their health care. $6, $8, and they have $15 and $20. And the minister that's there went and compelled them to sign up for the big one. And how many employees go to the hospital, they get in any good drug? They get in Panadol, aspirin. They still got to go to the drugstore to buy drugs. Why are you taking $20 from them? Healthcare should be optional. People should not be forced. If I got my private doctor, I got my private care.
Fagon, I know where you're going with this, but let's just pause. Let's pause for a minute because it is important. We all, and you in this country, we all understand how it works. They give you the option. You want the Obamacare, or you can go to your Abner, or you go to your Blue Cross, Blue Sheet. It's up to you. They give you this option. You want your private insurance, get your private insurance. But if the minister said no, go for the $20 or $25, Fagon. Kev said I should ask you. You were there. Why couldn't you speak against it?
When I was there, do you know how much the guys were paying for healthcare? And I'm going to be honest here. It was half of what they're paying now. But did I care about the healthcare there for myself? I knew better. They will take it out of your money. They won't even ask you to take it out. First of all, let me tell you something about Liberia. And I'm challenging anybody on this set again and in government. You don't have a website to go to see the breakdown of your pay stub. Do you know that? And
no.
They don't pay you with a
There's
breakdown.
no ADP.
Nothing. Secondly,
Fagon, not because you know government, you start putting our government of
Let's
this.
go pay
Fagon,
Fagon.
you know government, you defend it.
my job, what was my
You
job?
defend our government, you want.
No, what was my job to
You're Deputy Minister for Information for Public
To
Affairs.
defend, yeah.
And what was my job?
To defend the government.
My terms of reference, right?
To propagate government policy and agenda.
Projects, and to defend the government. Then having come
And
from the
defend the government of Liberia.
My job most of the time was to defend the government. All right? My job was to propagate the government's program, policies, and projects. And I did my job with distinction. And that's why men like you will always recognize me for the role I play. Having said that, that does not negate the fact that
Using la mean Fagon.
when you go tell
That's a prequel.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
well, Eugene, pause a minute. I beg you. I'll hold you for Eugene. Pause a minute. Kev, you want to respond to Eugene?
I want you
to pause. I beg you, Eugene. You say a lot of stuff. The men got to digest it and give some answer to this, because you directly putting this government and everything out there. If the government forcing folks to have an insurance that is not benefiting them, and I think Kev need to answer. Kev, then from there we'll come to you, Mariah. Just hold on 1 minute.
Well, like he said early on about his news. News reaching our corridor too that he is working for Mr. Cummings, so stuff that he thought was right, and now he sees wrong. So
what you say? You said news reaching your corridor that he working for Mr. Cummings?
Sure, we have the information that reached us that he actually worked for Mr. Cummings, but directly hired by.
But that's nothing wrong with you.
No, let Kev finish, please. Let Kev finish. Kev, go ahead, please.
But directly hired by Mariah Yakula. Yeah,
seriously?
Yeah, the information there. So
I'm
not in the place to support my brother hustle. Right on.
That one I also.
The ANC love to spend. Let us spend. I can find this place to support my brother hustle.
So anyway, let's go back to the topic.
Let's look at it.
I'll be fair to Kev. Yeah, but I'm coming to you, Fagon. I want to ask you a question. Will you ever approach Fagon? I'm coming to you. Were you ever approached by any member of ANC?
The day Cummings approached me, you will know. And the day I decide to work for Cummings, Kev, know when I come on this platform, I'm not going to be Dr. Francine and Yakula. I'm coming with firepower. They don't know what happened inside. I was inside. I just gave you two Kev.
So you're the Gina.
I the Gina. The day the men decide to hire me and pay me, I have not spoken to him.
But Fagon said that. Fagon said that.
But I got to answer the thing. Have you spoken to him? Yeah, I beg you, somebody you come in, because Kev is laying something off. They call it. He can call it dog meat. Dog meat. Kev is putting out there.
Piece of paper. I have not spoken to him. He's not contacted me. He's not asked for my services because I will charge as a consultant. I'm not going to credit a higher credit Joey. You don't pay me. My English are speaking. Hey, correct. Yeah, so I'm not going to credit him. I'm going to be a consultant and I'm going to work and I'm going to get paid.
If Cummings and his folks ask you, will you?
My brother, I said I'm a consultant. I'm a political consultant now.
Okay.
After 37 years, I am. If I'm hired to do a piece of job, I'll do the job.
Okay.
If you can't win, I will tell you can't win. And if you still want me to work, you have to, first of all, let me say this to you. Anybody who wants me to work for them will consult with me. And then I will tell you, this is it, these are your chances. I'll pull numbers up and all to you. I will show you surveys, I'll show you polls, I'll show you everything. I say, you still want me to do it? I can tell you you'll lose. Or I'll tell you you'll win. In 2017, I told people around George Weah that he's going to be the next president. I'll make it happen. I was working 16 hours a day. I didn't care about the money. I just committed to doing it, and I did it. So if I
let's bring the other guys, Fagon.
If I decide to work for Cummings, it wouldn't be a secret. Because George, where I will land on this note, you will give me 10 seconds. if I decide to work for Kumis, it wouldn't be a secret because Joshua said he doesn't want me to work for him. So why would you not want me to work for you, but then you don't want me to work for the other person? You want to be Stanton? You can't be Stanton.
Oh.
Yeah. Stanton, you're not working for Stanton, Stanton not working to work for nobody.
Let's move on. Let's move on. I know my brother. I know him well.
I mean, where you tell that thing from? I don't want you to work for nobody.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Anytime Kev come on the show, Kev can say, Fagon, you're going to sit down over there and let your cooler pass? Yeah. Like, I don't want eating the
and you see, let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you guys something. Fagon will never try to attack or debunk me, but you watch lately, and then when I refer to him, I do that on purpose. You allow Moriah, he don't do it. Before, when I see you allow Moriah, he will go. Because you know what? He defended some of the things I say. And you know what?
What are some of the things you said?
My go-to guy.
Move on to money. And Moriah coming in, we're going to money. Let leave these two brothers alone.
You know the comments people
thank you, Stanton.
You know the comments people are so desperate.
I got it, love.
They are so desperate.
Lucifer
you know they are desperate. They're very desperate.
Yeah, let me ask you a question, Kev. Moriah, 1 minute before Moriah coming, Kev. Let's be serious for Benny.
You just continue the conversation.
No, I beg you, Moriah, 30 seconds on Kev. That's what friends say. I beg you, Sintumoni, please consider us. Kev Hassan, do you think it will be appropriate to bring back Eugene Fagon to fight for CDC?
Eugene Fagon is a
so we
sedition.
are trust Fagon.
Eugene Fagon is a sedition.
So we are can forgive.
Let answer my question.
The only people who know that Fagon is a sedition are the ANC people.
We know Fagon is sedition. They are so
desperate. They're looking for anybody. Let me tell you number one. When you attack the government, you see Moriah, she regular on the show. Yes, and you see her again. She regular. They're looking for players.
They have to get time with you, Kev. They have to get time with Kev, for real.
But Kev, you answer the question.
Yeah, answer the question. Do you think you can advise any one of your leaders to bring Fagon back?
Let
me say this to you. Eugene Fagon, he was injured.
Yes or no?
And if you're an injured player, if you get well, you can come back and play the game.
You were telling to bring him back.
All depends. If you allow another person to come,
answer the question. The man will hold you.
All depends. If you allow somebody to come and take you.
Yes or no?
You will
advise, Kev, to be very serious on the show, Kev. You had an argument with our brothers in Tuan and Josh. You have first-hand information on everything the president is doing. We agree. You speak to McGill. We agree. Samuel Twe, every one of them. And truthfully, because I know we can talk, and I've been on some of the conversation. I know, I would say on the show. Do you think, Kev Hassan, you think it will be fine, good, better that Eugene come back to CDC?
Come back to the party or come back
party, government to propagate, to speak strongly and defend this government?
To my belief, he's still in the party. The last time he
was the government.
It's up to the president. That's the president's decision.
Okay.
Will you advise? Will you recommend? Will you suggest that the president bring
everything Eugene is doing right now? And that's the reason why Eugene now is frequent on Spoon Talk. And I would tell the folks this later on. You know, I'm not paying him. I'm not. And Eugene is here. I'm not paying anyone.
No.
They come on the show because something is burning. Something is happening. And we got to give them voice to speak to the nation. So we are happy to have every one of you. But do you think now, seeing Eugene and what he's doing, what he's going through right now, you think you can talk to your folks? To say, man,
you asked a good question. Eugene Fagon took part in bringing this government. That I can say, because he did a fantastic job propagating the truth. The truth. But it's up to my brother Fagon to choose his path, because he never left the party. It's up to him. If he choose to go in another direction, then he Fagon don't want to be. Fagon do have the power to
How
get back.
long? This is not about Fagon, though. I'm sorry, folks. But how long do you think Eugene should sit and wait? Dry does sweet. What you will be eating for the door to turn dry? How long you think the man should sit and wait?
Eugene Fagon do have first-hand information, first-class information, everything in this government. He can pick up phone and call anybody in this government. He's a sedition. He's such a powerful man. So if anybody come and tell you that somebody should recommend Eugene, no. Or somebody should tell the president, no. Eugene Fagon, nobody tell anybody.
Thank you. Sir George.
It cannot take 30 seconds. It won't be more than 1 minute.
It's working. It all depends. He can shut the Labrador if you want to come back.
Kev, you know, I think
or go to comments.
Kev, you know the reason why I think Stanton put the question to you? I'm just judging, and from your answers, the hypocrisy that you guys want to talk about people when their backs are turned. When you come on the set, there is this fear in you that George Weah would probably run from you. If you even say, this is the best we got in the party, knowing his mistake. If you even said that when, like Thomas Lincoln said, when we had the government for almost 4 years and the opposition could not spark, it was one man holding them in the midfield. And he was the best. And you know what? I'm still the best. Government PR has collapsed. Now you the new information minister on spoon. The information you gave here, the information ministry does not have it. Not even with the hospital, not even with on the trip, nothing. That did not happen during my era. I will not allow it. But I will say this to you. I don't play hanky pinky. You are either with me or you are not. And when you are not with me, that does not say I should come and criticize you or insult you. But when I come on the program to speak to facts, then you, the seditions, you, the reactions, to be specific. And some of the seditions will often say, Fagon, he going to Cummins now. But am I with you? If I was with you, you would not have treated me the way you treated me. And today, I am where I am because of who I am. And imagine, this is 2022. Let me say this in closing. If this man you see sitting here, you believed and trust, went out 16 hours to deliver the country to you as one of those individuals, just like many others did, trust me, when I decide who will be the next president, you will know the #1 propagandist in the country, and you will know the man that can make the case. I will line the cases up in a way that there will be no escape.
We gotta go. We gotta go. Thank you very much. Senator George, you want to come in? All right, you okay?
Yes. Look, you know.
I said I'm here.
Yeah,
you know. Going at Chris Moreland on and off.
I'm looking for that thing you asked me for.
You know,
okay. What?
No,
you know, I'll say this though. You know something? Make no mistake, right? Eugene Fagon leaving the government, that you see there's a big gap there in the messages. And now even when McGill, you're leaving, McGill left this government. You see what happening. You're leaving. Say what you want to say about McGill, but McGill was you see his absence is being felt. I noticed it during the issue of the rice crisis, and then they legit something. McGill would have been on the forefront. He would have come on his platform. He would have been there to come and do the spin. The CDC, that 2005 CDC, and we'll talk about it. That CDC that I used to look at in meeting. My witness is Dylan. We in meeting when the president and I think ambassador when he go play meeting, he will play basketball he will say, no, he either come back for that meeting to start before the meeting starts. We're not lying to you. He will come to that meeting. Okay? In meeting, the president was a member of that meeting. We all attend that meeting together. Not today, where I see people, they talk, they got reaction. They make it clear. They got reaction and sedition. No citizen member who are from that 2000 and 2004 time will tell you that they will be defending what happened in the country at this present stage. They will not defend it. Okay. But again, when you look again, how many of that group that from 2005 you find in the government today? Now I can count them. Now everybody out. One or 2% I think rare serious person. I think I only peaceful and 12. That 12, peaceful and 12. But besides that,
but no, I disagree. What about Eugene Nambe?
United Party.
You're not going from you Peter or another place, man.
I
tell you the truth, right?
Yeah,
but actually, so that when the problem is facing today, you see what happening today, and that's why today people defend. You can't defend what happening, but people defend it because they didn't understand the idea CDC. If you know what the idea CDC was about, you won't defend what happening today. So those who defending that we are sharing, I submit. I
beg you, we will. I just beg you, Kev. Let's bring in Mariah. I mean, she's been standing back for a minute. Go ahead, Mariah.
So I know CBC is scared because they know that all of their disenchanted supporters will come over to Mr. Cummings. So the whole narrative about Cummings get money to spend, people will kind of spend it, that propaganda. At the end of the day, ANC came out of the CDC. The disenchanted seditions who are chased away from Naya Convention that decided to form the ANC. That the same with disenchanted sedition, who disenchanted in we are poor leadership and bad governance, who can support the ANC, and our doors open to everybody. If Fagon wants to work with the ANC, we will work with Fagon. If anybody wants to work with the ANC, we will work with them. And Kev Hassan, you sit down and you suffer from pressure, and your pressure will keep up. Your pressure will keep going up until you have to go to the
doctor. Kev too. If Kev want to work with ANC,
Kev will be seen as a dark horse. We don't trust you, Kev.
Oh.
But anyway, the topic, I wanted to be very clear about the issue of the minimum wage, and we were discussing it. As I tried to mention to Fagon and he corrected, there are two different sets of minimum wage, one for the formal sector and one for the informal sector. The formal sector is the $5.50, and that is for of course formal sector employees and stuff. The informal sector is the $3.50 and is for casual workers, people that work as daily hires, maybe nannies, cleaners, like just people who are in the informal sector who you are working with you. The issue of this government paying people below the minimum wage is a very serious issue. And if I construct that point succinctly, you cannot be the regulator, the enforcer of the law, and be the one violating the law. And I just said that to the Assistant Minister of Labor today, Ruth Bayo, and I called it out on the issue of the government paying people below the minimum wage. You cannot pay people 45. Even people working in the informal sector are not supposed to be making $45. And this is very important to note. Also, the informal sector they don't pay taxes. So I wanted to clarify that. I think we talked about the taxes and the health insurance and all that. It's with the formal sector. The informal sectors don't pay taxes. But they're also entitled to leave. But I honestly think that it is important, Senator, that we have this discussion on the labor laws. The decent, which is now called
Who you bringing?
decent.
Because we plan to do this on a Saturday this week for
Uh,
George Place. Friday or
why you
Saturday. Let's try to arrange it and
Saturdays
bring
for most?
somebody. Yeah, yeah, Friday or
Yeah,
Saturday, one of those days. We'll arrange
we,
it.
we should bring somebody else, but also don't forget, like I said earlier, besides being an attorney, I was at the Ministry of Labor when we rolled out the Decent Work Act. So I'm very familiar with the Decent Work Act and the Liberian labor law. So I can speak to that as well. But we should also bring someone, and I could recommend a few persons to you of the show. But I think it's important that Liberians know and understand what's in the Decent Work and what this government is doing to them. It is illegal. It is below the minimum wage. No,
Let me ask you a question. During the Salif 12 years, because you served, what was the minimum wage for formal and informal?
So the formal sector was very clear about the minimum wage, and nobody in the formal sector, it was supposed to be the $5.50, and there were some issues because, mind you, the law was rolled out during Madam Sally's second term, and so
What
it
year?
it was
215?
2015.
So Madam Sadi
15.
put the law out when
It-
she was stepping out, when she
yes,
was about to leave.
it was
Do you
2015.
think your whole argument now that CDC can say, well, you didn't, implement fully what you put out?
It's the law. It's for every
I
government to.
understand it's the law, but
But
she
it,
put it
it's
out at her second term,
but it
the
wasn't for
last
her to
two
implement
two
full.
years.
It wasn't for her to implement fully. It's for
How much
any
the
government.
informer was making under Madam Salih prior to this law?
I mean, it differs. It wasn't a fixed wage for informal sector under Madam Sharif. There
So
wasn't any.
under Madam Salih up to 2015, it was whatever.
Yeah,
Now, under this government, you have something in place to say we should do 350 or 550. Okay.
correct.
I think we'll discuss this on Friday. Kev, you want to say something? Understanding that the law never came into full swing, that President Weah took over.
No, it did come into full
No,
swing.
it
It
does
was
But
come
it
into
came into
2015,
full 2016,
15, 16,
2015,
17,
2016,
2016.
15,
2017.
16,
Yeah, yeah,
17,
but UJ,
18.
but no, now, Madam Sally have maybe 10 years of good passes.
But
That's why
Stanton,
it
why
was
you think this
whatever.
government had to harmonize the people pay? It's because they were making that money. They were making the money under the law. It was this government that harmonized the people pay. Don't forget.
That cut the people pay. Harmonize that B word. They call
You
the
know,
people
I call it
salary.
people pay. The law
But
is
through
the
the
law.
harmonization, though, Faigon, why would the IMF agree? Let me just do the devil advocate. Then why would the IMF agree that it was a good thing to harmonize? Knowing very
Because,
well, you're saying that it was bad. Some folks are saying it was a bad thing. But IMF, international body, agree and said it was good at the time to harmonize, right? Why do you think they agree with the government
well, here
or
is
to
one
push the
thing.
government to harmonize?
Eugene Fagon, also said the harmonization was a good thing because at the time we were facing economic difficulties. We were a broke government. So I didn't see much wrong with it at the time like I do today. It's just the manner and way in which they did it. Okay? The IMF pushed the government because the government availed itself to the IMF. Could you have done that thing to Ghana or Nigeria? They would
But
have brought it
also
on.
the IMF program, there are
So
certain.
let me say this.
Go
If you
ahead,
went to the
Eugene.
IMF and said, we agree that you're telling us to do something, but here is a law. So unless we repeal this law, we cannot go ahead and say we're going to do this thing. It's a law. So can you give us some time and we begin to educate our people? Or can we do it in incremental or stuff, or we work around something? But they were abrupt. They pushed it. They violated
But
the law. And when I got to find out about the law, there were some of us who said, okay, it's a good idea. And I still have the video, and the date is there. I was in a blue t-shirt in West Virginia, a blue collar shirt, rather. And I said, let's not do it abruptly. It's going to hurt us. And you know what? It was the time they said they must take me under the sycamore tree. and beat the devil out of me. But guess what happened? It did hurt us. And now, looking at the law, it's a violation.
Okay.
2023,
But
it will hurt us.
Stanton,
Let's have the conversation Friday. I know we just
but
brought in a side
before
conversation.
Friday, Stanton, please let me just 10 seconds. It's important to note this, that the harmonization was not necessarily targeted at those employees who were making minimum wage. Part of what the expectation was those who were making the 3,000s and the 5,000s and the 8,000s and the 6,000s, whether you can say they were making it from Madam Salif time or not. Part of the harmonization was to take from those people, because what had happened was they had employed so many other people and increased the wage bill, bloated the wage bill to the point that government could not afford to pay wages and salaries. And so under the IMF program, when they recommended the harmonization, it was intended so if someone is making 5,000 and you say, okay, we'll pay you 3,000, we'll harmonize your salary to 3,000. The 2,000 can pay maybe another 50 workers or 10 workers that was put on the payroll. If someone's making 8,000 and say we'll bring you down to 5 or 6,000, then we can be able to pay other people who making the 300s and the 200s. But that was not what they did, because they were protecting themselves and their money. So they cut the basic civil salaries. People who are making 150, 175, they cut them down
Yeah,
to
but
making
Mariah, that's why I
75,
say,
But
okay,
88, 45.
the harmonization
guys,
it brought in
I want
nurses
to
and
also
or not
talk about
working
this.
though.
I want to also talk about this sanction. But now it looks like this is going to take over our conversation, and we can talk about sanction tomorrow. Because right now it's 6:13. I don't want us to rush the sanction conversation because it's a
We can
lot of good
start it
things
and end
that
it
we are.
tomorrow
But let me
too.
say this: somebody want to call in. They say, Stanton, I was making 950 USD cap plus 34 plus 3,400 LD doing Madam Salif administration. Dr. Richardson, you've been following. I want you and Kev to come in, then we'll come down to the rest of the team. Under this administration, I'm making $231 USD and 800 LD for 950 USD to 231. Kev, you go first, and Dr. Richardson will come.
Poverty right there.
You see, the harmonization. One of the things, the reason I support the harmonization, some people had some issue. Yeah, some people had some pay cut, but when this government came in power, the wage bills went up. I don't think it would have been right to take out some of those people and out of the government. It could have been a storm out there. People will say, "Oh, you fire people and to bring sedition." So what happened? The wage bill went up. So to have that equal pay to pay some of the people who added on the wage bill, nurses and other places. So they found out that a lot of people were making a lot
The
of money.
nurses were on the list that
The
Hold
Mowa
on,
supposed to
Mariah.
be
Hey,
sending
Mariah,
to
let's give
government
him chance.
agencies.
No, Mariah,
So,
it's interesting that he make that point. He
yeah.
has to, because
It's interesting, but also interesting to
so,
note that we remember
but you
So
gotta
Mowa
wait
used
now.
to be
We gotta
sending
wait.
lists
We
to
will hear
government
your
agencies
response.
and to be employing
Mariah,
people. That nurses, they were on that list.
Mariah, we hear your response. Let the brother finish. I want to just ask Kev again. Kev, let me give you a little more time, please. But let me ask you this, because you talk about the wage bill. This young man was making 950 USD with 3,400 LD, Madam Salif. Today, he's making $231 with 800 LD. So give me a good reason why you think he's not angry.
But I understand his anger. I do. I understand his anger. But what happened when this government come in? That's what I'm explaining. You cannot fire those people that they met there. You cannot take them. If you take them out, it will be a firestorm. So what happened? The wage bill increased. So when the wage bill increased, the IMF and the government sat down because the government were not borrowing anymore from the central bank. This government started borrowing from central bank, almost 3.5 to 4 years now. So what happened was they sat down together and said, okay, you know what? People making money under the past government, that is so high based on affiliation, based on certain things. So let's harmonize everybody, including. I remember that time I was talking to Fagon. Fagon pay him down. Everybody. So it's not only civil servant, ministers, deputies, ministers, everybody, including my brothers in there, Fagon, pay him down. So the entire country pay will harmonize.
Okay, so let me leave you there.
In order to compensate those,
I understand they're trying to compensate for the addition, right?
Yes, and that's what happened. So that means if I want Dr. Peabody or anybody to have their job, so my pay harmonized, so other people, can come because the key thing, and CEO, I want you guys to look at, if the government come and take out some of these people and bring out their own people, it could have been in trouble. So the wage bill went up, and you have to harmonize it.
All right, Dr. Richardson.
I just know that harmonization is not working. And so in this situation, it would have been better if we had a government spokesperson, perhaps the president, who would communicate to the Liberian people that we had a plan here, but our plan is not working. And so we have to do another plan that will be in the best interest of the Liberians, and we're studying that. But at this point, it is not working. It appears to be that way. Liberians are not taking pay. The wage bill is high, so we need to try another option, and that's what leadership calls for.
Thank you, Dr.
Cap, they harmonize your monthly salary too.
I don't think
Kevin's not working. It's not working. That's Dr. Peabody. You're just coming back. Why we try to wrap this thing up, though? There's harmonization. San Fagon and Mariah took us there. Well, what do you think, man? I kept saying that because we added people to this thing, we had to compensate. We got to compensate. So therefore, this brother now, from 900 and change, he making 200 and change, almost 600 they took from him.
Right
I
below
really thought
poverty.
it was going to be for a short period of time, actually, for the harmonization. I really thought it would have been for just a period of time where people are going to go back and, increase people's salary. But I really not can't speak to it because they don't have the funds to even do it. I mean, to even
you always say something. You're right. They got 3 months now. They ain't even pay the people.
They ain't pay salary.
People rather care what they can get now than think about increasing pay.
But I beg you, Kev. Let's finish now. We'll come back to you, Kev. Kev.
I don't want to just
Kev, we'll come back to you. I beg you, Kev. I'm trying to be very modest. I want to give you enough time, Kev. Because I know that Fagon is not on your side, so we want to hear more from you. We don't hate you, Kev. We love you. I may not be in position, opposition. I may be for the Liberian people. Sometimes you think that I'm opposition, but I'm not. And I surprise you of all person would think that of me. When you call me 100 times a night, now I'm refusing your call. So I'm opposition. I'm not. So,
I don't make a call. I don't make a call.
But you strike a good point. They are not paying folks. And guess what happened?
Because what about the revenue generation? If they were getting more money, then they will have ground to say, you know what, we're getting more revenue, we can increase people paid. My little bit of, I'm not a financial person, but if revenue is not flowing and you ain't got surplus, how can you even think about increasing pay? So I think every Liberian now will prefer getting $40.
Let Dr. Peabody finish, my people. We will close on the one. Fagon, please. Let Dr. Peabody finish.
No, let me hold on, Kev. I'll stay waiting for my time.
It's coming.
You see, so every Liberian will prefer getting the $200 now than
they getting nothing.
Tell me about it.
But the $200 is not coming in, Dr. Peabody. It's Sentiment and George. They're still waiting for the Senate to ratify the $100 million from World Bank to start paying people. They are not. They are not paying nobody yet. And, they are not.
But yeah, my understanding is that prior to the WIA administration coming to power, they had the county development officer making $10,000, called the consultants, making all the they were making all the big salaries, right?
Was
So
stealing.
when
Yeah.
we have people came in, they came in and said, no, we can't continue this way. But then the few months of the we administration, at the time the chairman used to sell letter. The chairman will send it to the person. The firing post should be higher.
But
Yeah.
people
So but when some radicals people say, no, we're not taking instruction from the chairman. We just say hire all the people with the partisan though. So they stop it. So to came up with a harmonization. It was done in good faith though. But maybe I don't know how to say, but because the government couldn't afford the wage bill. It was bloated. And as a result, they had to do something. But then the money they got from the harmonization, I'm informed, was used to hire nurses that were not taking pay at the time. They were on the payroll.
You are not
Teachers
in the
and nurses on the
comment. You
payroll.
ask me.
So
I will explain to you
really,
what happened.
Tomali, what the nurses know what?
But
I
let's
can't.
finish now.
I can't.
Let's finish
Let me learn now. So they were incorporated in the government. Those who are now on payroll, the nurses and doctor and nurses and teachers, they were incorporated. But then again, when it came to the other aspect of it, some people.
To us, texting to money and cap. A lot of he's not safe.
Oh man, come on, my man, don't threaten my man.
Yeah, this is
Man,
just not adding up. But go ahead.
Let me tell you this. I want you to
Be objective, man. Don't be objective.
Let him finish. Let the money finish.
Go to Fagon.
But let the money finish. Let the money finish.
The list Mama Molu used to send with the nurses name on that list that Mama Molu used to be sending. That nurse and Tato name on that list.
But when it was stopped, how come? The money that was generated from the house, what they put people on the payroll. That's one of the good things they did.
But the
Teachers and nurses who were on payroll.
the harmonization took place because the people were already on the payroll, Tomali. That's why they had to harmonize, because you already had too many people on the payroll. That's why you had to harmonize. It was not to harmonize to bring people on. You had to harmonize because you are already
you got Fagon defend harmonization. Let Fagon explain. He defend harmonization.
Fagon is on record. Fagon is on record explaining it well.
But he's already said that.
Fagon, let me ask you a question. Fagon, was the harmonization a good thing?
One way, the intent was good. The other way, it ended up bad. And here are the facts in this case. Now you say I defended it well. I hope you will give me my flower explain what happened to you. What happened in Liberia when Ellen Johnson's Sirleaf government was in place? There were 45,000 civil servants. The other 25 were all in these ministries. 25,000 were in these ministries, agencies, corporation, whatever you want to call them, on something kept they called general allowance. Meaning they were not civil servants, but they were working. So when the CDC-led government took over, they decided, what if we take these 25,000 people and drop them? They say, oh, the witch hunting.
That's
because wait now, brother. Don't hear in your interest. If far from your interest, you're about to cry. Because if we take these people off, they will say we're witch hunting. And these people are on general allowance. What can we do to incorporate them and make them civil servants? Originally, like I said, were 45,000 people. At that time, a man like me said, take the people off the general allowance, the 25,000, and open it up so everybody, seditious, Liberty Party, whoever can apply, and we can have a level playing field. The smart people say no. Who employed those people during Ellington? Were not the UP people? That were the UP people. So what did we do? We rolled them over on the payroll as what? As employees, civil servants, thus taking us to almost 76,000. Then we start fighting now to bring our seditions on. That when you start seeing the letters there and what have you. That is where the word, you bloated the payroll. The wages and everything is bloated. That's where it came from, Kev. And guess what?
And that's exactly what I explained.
No, wait, no, that's exactly what
No.
you explained. Seditious were left out. Part of the reason why
I
they're
never
not
seen
going to
the
vote
wage
for
bill
you.
went up. Like
Yeah.
she saved me on the one now.
Because the people were on general allowance, you brought them in. The general
Nobody
allowance
can
was a
save
small
you, man.
amount.
That's not what you say.
So then at the end of the
I
day,
never said the wage bill went up.
the government said the
I never
NGOs
said
had
that.
left, nurses were left alone,
Wow.
all people had gone, so they needed to incorporate these people, thus bringing nurses and teachers again onto the wage bill. And when that happened, the IMF said, hey, yo, hold on a minute. You pay all these people, we can't do this. At that time, CEO, our budget was a little over 500 million, Kev. So then, Twain came out and said, we cannot use almost 70% of our budget on wages. Therefore, we need to cut back. They decided now to harmonize people pay, CEO. When they did that, guess what they did? They raised taxes and increased revenue.
Yeah.
So where now our budget is what? Almost 800 million.
800 million.
1 billion.
But to come back now and get the people back their money, they say no. 11 million go to rest. Rest where we can see, Kev. It didn't go to what the people pay.
The rest you won't bring her again. Like, go back.
But Stanton, may I say something?
Yeah.
I think it's important.
And why you see, Kev, I don't let to talk because I was inside. When I talk, it will be bad.
I
Because
think it's
even though
important.
Yakula, even though the harmonization has taken place, Kev, with all the harmonization that happened, do you know how much the information minister is paying himself? And the deputy Daniel Gayu is making currently.
How much?
5,800 and 4,800 respectively. And I who are carrying the ministry on my back, zero, I was making 3,002. And
So the minister proper is making 5,000. The minister proper is making 5,800. The deputy is making 4.
To get you the exact figure, it came
Yeah,
to
but
me.
that's why we're going to have this conversation on Friday.
So
but
then
Murai,
I wanted to make this point.
And you know what can happen? Nobody know what they're making now. They can just pay you. You got no pay stop to see. You just receive text message of your deposit. That's it.
Every month a different amount.
No, so nobody in Liberia know how much they're making?
Nobody.
Every month a different amount. It depends on the government.
No. You can
Why
say
you
this
say no? If they
No.
rate at 150 today, and the rate dropped to 140, now that rate you will get. Don't you know that? I'm speaking as a man from the government. I'm not talking like outsider.
Every month a different amount. It depends on how much the government can raise. They gotta get everybody small.
So Kev Hassan, Kev.
You're gonna joke?
No. Kev is suspended from this show. He is not being fair to the Liberian people. Seriously. Kev.
Open the lines.
Wait. No, Friday,
Open the
man.
lines here from the people themselves.
Friday, we finish with it one night. But Kev, I
Open
beg you
the
to do it
lines.
Friday.
It's 11:30.
Yeah,
Okay,
but Mariah night is 11:30, but Friday. Kev,
Let me say this.
Kev, I'm
Let
coming to
me
you. Let
say
me ask my
something.
question. Mariah, hold on.
Where's
Mariah,
Stanton?
hold on. Mariah, hold on.
Go ahead.
Mariah, hold
I
on.
don't want to
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, but hold on a minute, Kev. I really want to bring you in. Hold on a minute. Go ahead. Kev, talk.
Yeah, okay, but listen, guys. CEO just called an individual who called on the who sent him a text and stated his salary that was cut. He was making 900, but now he making X, Y, and Z. So the idea that people don't know what they're making, he just read somebody who sent text to him. That's exactly what he's making.
No,
So,
they said it can change
consistently.
from time to time.
No, CEO just read it.
Every month I can tell you how much I'm making. The whole month.
CEO, what CEO said?
Kevin, I tell you about the comprehension issue.
Yeah, but Mariah.
Yeah, you know,
Mariah, you tell me,
if they have a nice salary from 9 to 2,
you the same person
you know
said
that it's 2.
You're the
Every
same
month,
person yesterday said the the EPS is part of the president delegation, so they should count the EPS. How much EPS member went?
So
which security
the
details,
EPL that bring the flu on.
details? In no country can tell you security details. You the same person. You so
the
smart.
press secretary too. That first of
Intelligent.
all, I didn't
And
name
you know
EPS.
that
I
the
named the
press
press
secretary
secretary.
is
Don't
part of
lie
the
on me. I'm
president
still living.
delegation.
Everyone
I
that
named the
travels,
press secretary.
You
everyone
so
that
smart.
travels with the
Everyone
president
on that
Don't you
list
know
is
that
part of
is
the
a
delegation,
part
whether
of
you
his
name it or not.
delegation.
they never know the
Don't
number.
disrupt from the issue of the harmonization.
No,
We'll
you
go
say
back
you
to the
take
issue.
no pension.
Official
You so
delegation.
smart, you don't even know.
Don't
So
distract.
if you're that
Do
smart,
not distract.
how you will talk about the
Kev
EPS?
Hassan, we're
You
going
have
back
to
to
check
the
the EPS. You know
Kev,
how
give
many
me
harmonization.
good.
EPS
That
member went
lie.
there? You
We'll
know how
talk
many?
about harmonization
No,
tonight.
no,
Don't go back to. We'll
no,
talk the
you're talking
harmonization
about
thing tonight.
I
We
just
were
want to
talking. We will not go back to
you're so
no
smart, but you don't
travel
even know
list.
that
We not
that
discuss that one.
EPS is security details.
Tonight,
Because you
we'll
cannot
talk
do that.
harmonization. How you're paying the Liberian
You're
people
so smart.
below the minimum wage. First things first, that whole harmonization was a scam to be able to bloat the payroll with bunch of your people that you knew are not qualified to do any job. They will go sit down to the administrator and be playing Candy Crush. Let it first lady. You sitting here on the show want to defend how you chase professionals out
There's a
of those
same
ministries.
harmonization Ghana,
You
the
chase
IMF
no.
recommended to Ghana.
You are talking, oh.
That's
You
the
are
same
talking.
harmonization
You were
in
not in
Ghana.
Liberia.
It's gonna
You
Ghana.
know nothing
The
you're
Ghana
talking about, but
economy
text
is
messages they're
crashing.
sending you.
The same
I'm speaking on
harmonization.
facts that we know of. You
This
need to go knows that
go
when you
tell
sitting there
Ghana that
smiling, you
harmonization is
chase
bad.
professionals out of the ministries
Go
and
and
brought
tell
your
Ghana
CDC
that
people
the
because you have
harmonization
promised
is
them
bad.
jobs.
You are in
When the
Ghana.
fact of the matter is, the
So
only
because
way you
Ghana,
could have provided jobs for those people was to expand the private
yeah, but
sector,
you see,
provide jobs for them in
you
the
get
private
nothing
sector,
to
but
talk
you're
about.
bloated
You get
government
nothing
payroll.
to talk about. That story and
Those
story.
people
You
that
get
you
nothing
call,
to talk about.
those
Nothing to
people
talk about.
that, Kev,
Nothing
you're
to
not
talk about.
disrupt.
No, you get nothing to talk about.
We're not disrupt.
Nothing to talk about.
We're talking about the harmonization.
No, you can talk about it, but you get nothing to
We're
talk about.
talking about it. So you
But
are
Kev,
using.
owing to harmonization, how many
You will
government
not
employees
disrupt.
You get nothing to talk
in
about.
your mind? How many
Seriously,
You will
government
not
you get
employees
disrupt.
can
nothing.
vote?
Your
Yeah,
brought
Tell
harmonization
Ghana
to
harmonization
steal
is
from the
bad.
Liberian people.
You get nothing.
Why
To,
you ain't harmonize your minister and salary?
now you're talking about. You see,
Why
you
you ain't
can't talk about
harmonize?
the issue.
Oh man,
You can't talk about the issue.
you will not
You know,
disrupt. We'll talk
when
it
you will
in here.
enjoy, it will be Friday when the people call
Hey,
to say
wait,
how
let
much
me
they're
be there.
making.
We will talk it in here.
$45.
Why you ain't harmonize the BB minister and salary?
$50.
Let me try to see if we can take
they will
gas. Let's try to
harmonize.
take
You
gas.
see?
Let's try to
You
take
see?
some
You don't
calls. I
even know
beg you.
that. You don't even
You
I
know
don't
beg
that.
say
you.
that
Fagon
you
Pay will
can't
harmonize.
lie to the Liberian people.
Fagon
You know
Pay
about
will
harmonization,
harmonize.
Bene? CSA,
Fagon
you
Pay.
know why those people were not on the
Okay.
And
CSA?
you don't even know what you're
Mariah,
talking
like
about.
Kefula.
You don't even
Kev.
know what you're talking about.
Kev.
Tonton,
Fagon
since
Pay
you
will
left the show,
harmonize. The
nobody can
minister's
talk.
pay will harmonize. Everybody pay was harmonized.
But
They're
the
not
people
the
on the
Kev
show,
Hassan
why
show
is that
yet.
the
Fagon,
people they can say Kev to
everybody,
calm down?
Isaac Doe, everybody.
People
So
need
if
to
you
talk
don't
to.
know what you're talking
Oh,
about,
They're
Kev.
not
don't
Tonton,
talk
they're
about
Kev.
not Kev Hassan show
Kev.
yet.
Kev Hassan. Kev Hassan.
We're not in the
Kev.
room.
Kev. Kev. Okay. Let's try to take some calls, right? We'll take few calls, but we'll have the show about harmonization and the budget and everything on Friday. You know, let's take few calls. All right. Aaron Kuban. Aaron. James, good day. Okay, Aaron is back. Where is James? Yeah, Aaron.
Okay.
Aaron, I
Yes.
understand. I understand you're sleeping. That's okay.
No, I wasn't sleeping. I was trying to come on.
I thought the ANC was
Aaron,
serious.
can we take some calls? You guys have changed your system, right?
Kev, you still talking?
No, I thought
Yes.
the ANC. I thought it was serious.
Let me try. If it doesn't go, then we'll take calls another week.
Yeah, it will take us the other way. Let's. So, what's the question for the call? What if I go to Mariah? The one who talk in the back cap? Forget Mariah. Want to exchange notes?
Let me tell you this.
They want to exchange notes.
You heard what Mariah said. If I go work for us, now ain't nothing. She a politician now. She already put it out there.
James, you're putting the wrong picture up. James, don't put a picture up, please. Don't put a picture up. James, don't do that. But Mariah, you muted without hearing you.
That you muted me, Jenna.
No,
Why you
but
put me already fan picture up?
no, James putting the picture up. We're not talking about the picture there. James, don't do that. We're talking about the other picture.
Why
But
Jim even get a
take the
picture?
call.
No, but yeah, the question, oh, how much they were making Ellington, how much they making now for harmonization, and what are you not benefiting?
Okay. Fagon, you agree with the question? What should be the question,
If you don't feel secure, don't call your name. Just
Don't
tell
call
us
your
where
name.
you work.
Yeah, no,
and how
don't call
much
your
you're
name.
making.
Okay, Kev, you want to add to the question, Kev?
Mariah, sure.
Let's she ask
it.
At least we gave you a chance. We gave you a chance and you said no. Kev, remember we gave you a chance and you saying no. So we're going to the phone line.
No, I will not add to it, but what I would say is that if you harmonize my pay, my brother Fagonya would harmonize the pay. I remember that. I remember
going to the phone line, Kev.
My pay.
Kev, we are going to the phone line.
But you harmonize my pay because you say you didn't have money.
Aaron, let's go to the phone line.
800,000. What happened?
Okay, so you can call us on.
Let
me do this with 0776 049985.
Call the number up, James. Call the number again.
0776 049985.
You too fast, Aaron. 0776
0499 049985.
049985.
Yes.
0776 049985. Thank you.
Yes, that's the number.
So please call and let's just see. Don't call your name. Don't tell us where you work. And just talk to us about the harmonization. Are you
they can tell us where they work if they want to, but they shouldn't just call their name if they are a friend. That's what we do.
Okay. All right. Beautiful.
Okay. Let's take this first person. Welcome. Good evening. I'm fine. Go ahead.
We're not hearing the person in your ear, maybe. We are not hearing the person, Aaron.
Wow. Let me. Are you getting it now?
No.
Wow. Yeah, but they're not getting you. They need to get you. So
put my number up, and that's the WhatsApp number. James, put it up, and put Aaron number up. Aaron, you want to put your cell phone to the
let me do it this way. I don't know if it's okay.
All right, you guys can call my number on WhatsApp or direct. It's fine. If you do not have WhatsApp or direct, you want me to call you, put your number up, and I'll call you direct.
Are you getting it now?
I'm hearing it.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, as I was saying, thank you for the time. I've listened to the various panelists talking about harmonization. The people trying to shift it for the government. That is the unit government. However, it is the level of expectation that CDC and NCDC, including the judge, give power that's overrunning the worst of the Republic.
We're going to have a serious problem with it tonight. I'm sorry, Aaron. Let's keep it for Friday because we are changing the whole system tomorrow.
Yeah, so it's still not okay.
Try another call and see if it'll be the same thing.
You, Aaron Quebec.
The system for me.
Is it the same thing?
Yeah, we are not using the console board. We are using our cell phone. So we'll be changing the console board tomorrow, and then we can take a direct call. Miss Titi just got back from Ghana with those equipment, so let's just give it a break, and we'll have this conversation on Friday. Before we leave, guys, Aaron, thank you very much. We'll call you shortly. Update from the game today. Update from the game. James, what is it?
USA won.
USA won. But something strange happened. People, I love to talk about this thing because Kev Hassan sent me some pictures about President George Banners. We are meeting the how do you call him? Sheikh Ameni. What's his name? From Qatar, right? I think
C'est
this
pas
is
la
it.
D'aller have the proper fee.
Yeah, this is so. A couple of things happened. Madam Sadi have a similar engagement, but Madam Sadi
Correct.
at the stadium.
At the palace.
Yeah, okay. So let them compare, and maybe today, Kev will say the truth today. Eugene Fagon, Dr. Peabody, St. and George, Dr. Richardson and Mariah. Let's compare. Look at Madam Salif and look at George Manawia engagement, please.
Day in and break, everybody on the hustle. Some people know like peace, they want some trouble. Crime rates on the increase, the government can protect the people. Oh Lord, no justice for the poor. Yeah. Look the way we're living, we're treating one another unfair. Look the way we're living, we're treating one another unfair. Look the way we're living. What's the hope for the future?
James, why is repeating yourself? The people sleeping on. Good day. Okay, let's bring in the producer that's sleeping in the back. James, why are you repeating yourself? Can you forward it?
You go wipe your face, man.
The man's sleeping. Sorry, good day. Good day is producing, sorry.
Day in and break, everybody on the hustle. Some people know like peace, they want some trouble. Crime rates on the increase, the government can protect the people. Oh Lord, no justice for the poor. Yeah. Look the way we're living, we're treating one another unfair. Look the way we're living, we're treating one another unfair. Look the way we're living. What's the hope for the future? What's the hope for the future? What's the hope for the future? The hope for the future. Yeah. We have everything in abundance, but we die and rot and greed. We pray, asking the Lord for another Moses, cause all we have is pharaohs. Yeah. In our suffering, it's what they're making business of. Yeah. The rich get richer and the poor people suffer. Them promise say, them bring development and better education. Our lands are fertile, no food on the land. Our children, we're pushing into begging. Look the way we're living, we're treating one another unfair. Yeah. Look the way we're living, we're treating one another unfair. Oh, no. What's the hope for the future? What's the hope for the future? What's the hope for the future? The hope for the future. Our forefathers were taken into slavery, but in a modern time like this, we're children and slaves. We're fighting a war not with guns and bullets. The enemies I see are my brothers and my sisters. We're diggers of graves while we're still living. Don't judge a book by its covers. Looks can be deceiving. Whenever the sun shines, must come a rain.
So apparently, not all of the video, because I don't know why James caught it, but the engagement. Let's end on this note. President Salif, they took her to the palace. Her engagement is totally different. The meet and greet, the manner in which she was welcomed, to that of President George Manawia. But something came up today. I think you guys saw this today or yesterday, whatever the day was. The president was practicing. He was playing soccer. And let's give you guys the chance to speak. And Minister Fagon, you will go last in this one. Dr. Richardson, even today, after the show, we received this picture. President Ware congratulating his son, Timothy. You know, again, it's telling.
So let's go to that. The president says he got to meet, he got to speak to those various forums, he got to have a full engagement. And today the picture came up. He practicing on the field, he playing soccer. What I tell you that to Richardson?
Very upsetting to me, especially in the midst of Liberians struggling to, to eat, struggling to get medication, struggling to have a job. And we have a president who, I'm not seeing having bilateral meetings. I'm not seeing him, you know, uh, talking or speaking at a forum. I'm seeing on the football field. Again, I think what makes it worse is what he told the Liberia legislature. He lied to the people. He's still lying to them, and so it saddens me honestly. It is so it's frustrating. It's honestly frustrating. So yeah, we are Liberians. This is here we are. Very frustrating. And all I can say is you are watching what is happening to Liberia. You are watching us tell you uh, what the president is doing. I hope that you then make best decision for us to move our country forward. For us not to accept mediocre institutions and say yes, they are hospitals or educational facilities. When they have no functioning staff members or they are not operating to standard of people or other places in the region. So Liberians, again, the only thing I can tell you is that you have a choice coming up next year. And Liberians in the United States, you have a choice as well to help support your family, understand what is going on in Liberia. You know better because you've seen how systems work in this country and other developed countries. It is our duty now to communicate and connect with our colleagues back home. So that's what I have to say. Very frustrating for me.
Thank you, Dr. Peabody.
You know, what I'll say here is that
I beg you, let me say something, Doctor. It's our closing as well, please. Yeah.
let me say it was a great show, and again, as always, uh, we agree to disagree and respect others' views. Uh, I think the optics is bad. The president been in the country too long. I do not oppose the president watching his son. I saw a picture after the game when his son went to meet him. I think that was a proud moment for the president to be there with his son, applaud him. His son is qualified for the next round. That's awesome. That's really great. I just hope that he would have done his travel within in between, go come, attend to matter, go back. He got the means, he can do it. He's the president, he got the funds, he can do it. I think the only thing here is that he just stay a little bit too long out of the country. But I do not have any opposition to the president going and watching his beloved son play soccer that is doing excellent, and I commend them for doing that. Wonderful job. Proud moment for any parent. My kid was there, I would make sure I go to the watch him play every time. But just that he has a different role other than being a father of his own. He's also the father of Liberia. He's the president of Liberia, and he have a greater responsibility there. I think he should have planned it well on to come and watch his son play and things like that. But I think it's about time that he makes it back to Liberia. There's a lot of pertinent issues that need to be addressed. It's about time that he makes it. I think he stayed out of the country too long, and some of the information that they communicated to the Liberian people was totally not true. It was not right, and to just communicate and make those kind of mistakes is bad, or not saying the truth. It was really, really bad because one minute you go into Paris piece of core, it's over. One minute you go into the other thing, it's over. I mean, it's like no straight information. I think it's wrong. I mean, you extend your time. That means the taxpayer have to pick up that tab again for thousands of dollars of your stay and the entourage that you're traveling with. I think it was wrong. I think it's time for him to go back. But he had all right to watch his son play, and he should have just arranged it better. That's my closing.
Let me ask you before you leave, Dr. Peabody. Do you think that the president, now America won, they should be playing again? Do you think the president will go back, whether the game coming up Saturday or Sunday, or whether America is qualified for the final, whether this president will go back to see his son play again? Do you
He
think
said
he
that's a
will?
difficult question. Let his son play. He want to watch his son play. He want to watch every game. Unfortunately, I mean
So you
that's a,
think so you think he will go back to see his son play?
I think he will. I mean,
Okay.
maybe he may not, but I think he will. He want to go back because in that tape I heard will come out. No, he said when you qualify for the final, when you go to the final, will come
Okay.
back. You
So
know,
St. Thomas and Josh.
I think you should, before I end, I think he should send the first lady. He been there for the 3 games. I think the first lady should go there now and represent him to watch the kids
Wow.
play. You know.
Well,
All
let
right,
me
St. Thomas and Josh.
congratulate the Team USA for that great game today, historic game. They qualified for the next round, and I want to believe that I still have a problem with the goal that Team We scored. I think it was a fair goal, it wasn't an offside goal. I don't know why this disqualified goal, but it was a fair goal. Um, but it worked out for a lot of surprises. So, but with that said, um, I think the president. Uh, I mean, I'm sure the president he watched this shows. He follows social media. He's very active on social media. He's hearing from the Liberian people what's been going on. People from his diehard supporters. Some of them are even calling. They are discouraged. They are telling him to return to the country. They are calling him to return. They want him back. They're not happy with the long absence from the country. Is raising eyebrows. Even as he come to Washington D.C., the people are already. I mean, don't forget you got the group, the national group that have been pushing for sanctions on Liberia. They're all making noise about it too. They're all talking about it, talking Washington corridors and so forth. And make no mistake, if anybody tell you that the people on Capitol Hill they're not aware that the president of Liberia is in Qatar or watching for the World Cup, you should believe it. They're aware already. People in Washington, the State Department, all of them aware what's happening in our country. I think the president he owed the Liberian people to return home. Because as I said, every day they spend the country is cost attached. The Liberian taxpayers are funding the bill for it, and I think he should return home and perhaps come with a small delegation to Washington D.C. for the Biden African Summit. To be honest, you just cannot justify. I mean, and negotiate defend the president long absence from the country. It's troubling, and I hope the president can. But with the president, it appears that apparently he doesn't really care that people are talking about it because he got like I don't know what that picture today. The guy who posted that picture, I think he took it down quick. That's my boy though. Oh, he took it. He the Liberian representative in Qatar. I think he took it away when they came out when they went, but it already gone viral because I don't think he really meant to have put the president because you could see that the president it was distant from him. When that picture appeared, and right now, President, I'm just sorry. His presidency is in the time of information where things are just fast. Everybody monitoring how the movies make. So many went viral. Everybody had it all over the place. All the direct chat rooms had it, and so by the time he took it down, it was late. I don't think the president intended for him to take a picture and put it on Facebook, put it there to say him practicing soccer. And again, he loves soccer, and sure he's side, sure, but I don't think he intended for it to be in the public. But the optics is bad, honestly, to see it happening. We're talking about him being out of the country, and the interpretation is different. But the president, he found himself in a time where he has good opposition. Opposition guys are very cool with president. Honestly, as I said yesterday, had it been opposition of the past, would have quite sure had visit if we on our way back home, because those guys from the past, I mean, they were going to demand that the president return home. They're going to say they're going to court. They're going to do all kinds of things. What I said, you know. But the president has a very good opposition community, and that I think that's why he's cool. Things are happening. He's not really bothered by it. But I look forward to him coming to the states. It's the 13th to the 15th. Um, uh, the person will be prepared to take a lot of questions from people that'll be gathered over there, because Liberian journalists from America will all be there too, and people from different walks of life will be trying to get information. And we pray and hope that he comes prepared. He comes prepared to face them. And lastly, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, as I said again, he should be in Washington D.C. He shouldn't be over there. But again, today I heard he was appointed on a committee, chairing a committee with advisors, Charles advisor Shaw and
Off
Archibald
angle, off
Menard.
angle,
And so
off
you know
angle,
that.
off angle. You're giving the people
But
breaking
anyways,
news from that.
I will stop here.
Thank
I will
God.
stop here. I won't
Let's
continue.
stick to this thing.
Well,
But let's
last
go
I
to
wish
let's go to
let's
yeah.
pray and
We're
hope
gonna
that
come back for birthday, and we're gonna come back for birthdays in 20. We'll give you the chance. Let me bring in Minister Fago. Minister Fago. Before I bring you Mariah and Kev Hassan in, I won't play this video because I wanted to take it with a moderate and come to the strong conservative and the strong leaning right or left.
We got copyright for that video. Don't put it up. We got blogger.
No, but that video is not from FIFA. That video is not from FIFA. That video from somebody's cell phone. FIFA black us again for a while. FIFA, sorry, this is not from you, man. Leave it alone, bro.
Good enough to see you.
Okay.
Maybe we'll come back.
You're great, man.
The final will come back.
So we have the copyright to this thing if it is from WhatsApp or maybe Facebook or FIFA, whatever it is. But let me say this though. You just heard what the president said? You just heard Fagon. You heard what the president said though. We'll come back.
Right?
If you guys are qualified for the final, for the final, we'll come back. He said, if you guys are qualified for the final, we'll come back. So I'm going to play again. I want folks to listen. Those that never had the time, Fagon. And Fagon, I won't keep you for last. I won't bring in the firing tool first. Kev and Murad, I'll keep you. You're going to take us home peacefully because it won't be anything easy between them two. But let's play this again. We saw that the president, today he went ahead practicing playing soccer, as you can see. So Salah Salih, what's his name is, he took a picture, not knowing President George Manager was at the back on his cell phone or something. But he was practicing. Today, we just saw that posting this picture with the president in the background is wrong. Ambassador Ali Salah should have known better. It's now the topic of hateful discussion on social media because apparently Sedition wanted to hide this picture. But the pictures is here. The president is in the back. The president is doing what the president does best. He forget about the nation. He did early morning. Is that an invincible park? No, it's not, right? So it's not an invincible park. It's somewhere way, thousand miles away. And this is what we're saying. Now they are mad with this guy and saying why you took your picture of the president. Man didn't know. But yeah, we are. Then the president's giving his son.
Don't call for them to fire him.
Yeah, they say they're gonna fire the man. Now everybody they're gonna fire because you saying something to the president. But here's the thing though. The president giving a goodbye, a farewell hug, family hug, his wife, Fina Bundle, the lady, everybody standing there. And the president tells his son, say, I'm coming back. If you guys go to the final, I'm coming back. It's not me. It's the president.
Good enough to see you.
Okay.
Maybe we'll come back.
You're great, man.
The final will come back.
Good luck, huh? We see you. If you go to the final, we'll come back. We'll come back. And listen, let me say you'll come back for the final. It's not to say adeble. There's nothing to wake up to. Because adeble means you get up. But this one, Sintuan and George, it's not adeble. It's sebele twati. If you ever put it down, instead of saying that crew and say adeble, no. We cannot wake up to this one. It's sebele twati. You ever you put it down. So that's what. Now let me bring in Kev. You go first. Then we'll bring Mariah. Then Eugene Fagon will take us home.
Let's go to
I beg you, Kev. It's 7 p.m. in New Jersey. That would be 11 p.m. 12 p.m. in Liberia. Then you're 11, 12. So I beg you, your 2 minutes have begun, please.
Okay, I'll check other people 2 minutes. Let me say this to you. The first picture. Let's go to the first picture. If anybody criticizes the president of exercising, there's something wrong with that person. Something really wrong with that person. I want to see my president fit. The president was right to wake up and exercise, which the president do every day. Barack play basketball every day to exercise. Every single day.
You can do that in Liberia.
Yeah, Dr. Peabody, they met on 2 minutes. They met on 2 minutes, Dr. Peabody. Don't do that.
Those people.
Sorry, Dr. Richardson, don't do that, Biggie. They met on 2 minutes, please.
So if anybody criticizes the president for practicing, there's something wrong to exercise. You put Jimmy in a house to exercise. We'll criticize that. And secondly, let's go that picture that the president hugging his son and said, "If you go to final, I will come and watch." If that president don't go watch his son playing final, I care for son will not support him again. And anybody who criticizes this president for not watching his son on the final, you're not a good dad. You're a deadbeat dad. Anybody who criticizes this president for not going to watch his son if his son playing final, anybody who criticizes that video, the president said, that person is not a good dad. What dad will see the son playing final, a proud moment for World Cup, and don't go there? So that challenge to anybody who criticizes this president for not going for him. I want people to criticize this president if he don't go watch his son. But if you criticize this president for going to watch his son, that person is not a good dad. That any female, you're not a good mother. Period. You should stand up and praise any man that stand up for the child, any woman. That's what we were taught, and we will carry we'll carry that. So I will stand by that. Thank you, Mr. President, for showing Liberian men. For showing Liberian men, we get a lot of men. Dr. Richard said, you know that. We get a lot of men who walk away from their children, who don't even go to practice to watch the children. If this president can show us the way, and he's showing us the way that you can stand with your son, no matter what, as a good father, and this is a good part to every man out there in America, all over the world.
Thank you, Cap.
Stand up for your child. Stand up for your child. If anybody criticizes that, you're not a good parent.
Thank you, Kev. Kev went 3 minutes. So, Mariah, you have 3 minutes too. Go ahead.
Thank you. I'm hearing music in the background. What is in the studio, Kendall?
No music playing though. It's from you, probably. We are all muted.
Really? I'm not hearing.
What happened? Everybody muted, Mariah. Are you okay? Okay, Kev did something with your network. So you will not come back on that deadbeat dad issue. Kev not mess you up. Eugene?
Yeah.
Eugene, go ahead, please.
I think I'm hearing music in the back. You hearing that too? No, I'm just kidding.
Be serious, man. Because that's what you guys talking about.
Yeah, something.
Mariah bag. Mariah want you to go and she want to close live. That's what she do it for. She acting like we stupid. Yeah. I just her. She wants you to go and she go.
On the set, muted. You are loose. So that I won't be saying.
They get full of talent for real.
Somebody I know.
It was a great show and I thank all of you guys.
I've been backstage hearing you.
Okay, so my under 3 minutes starting. Wait.
I can go before if I go. I actually
no, but you hearing music.
No, I was hearing Quincy B music, and that's why I was trying to figure out maybe one of my tabs were open. So that's why I figured it out. Yeah.
Are you still hearing it?
No, not anymore.
Okay. Sorry.
I mean, I can go before 5. That's fine.
No, you want to go? I'll give you the chance. Ladies first, always.
Yeah. I mean, you're supposed to go last anyways. You know, I usually give the analogy of the parent who never saw anything wrong that the child did until when we were about to execute the child. He said, I won't tell mama a secret.
I grabbed the
And
whole
by the
ear.
time she showed her ear, they bit it off. Our Joey out to do careful one day. You will bite Kev ear off. Because I'm not laughing. Yeah, got me laughing. Because this kind of sycophancy, it should be criminal. It should actually be part of our penal code and listed as a criminal offense. They kind of sycophancy. How dare you? You won't talk about deadbeat dads? That Joe we are going watch Timothy play final with made him dad of the year? When last you went to watch Timothy playing at any of the team games in Paris? When he went on Timothy practice field to watch him practice? Deadbeat are fathers who don't take care of their children, they don't pay child support. Last time we checked, Joe we are taken to court for not paying child support. That deadbeat. So you want to talk about deadbeat? Joe Weah is the clear picture of deadbeat. Going to go watch football final game will not change it. Nobody has a problem with Josh Weah going to watch his son play. Absolutely not. As a father, he has the right
All
to.
right, you really
But
want
you
to go
know
there?
what he's now going to
Mariah,
do, and I'm still
Mariah, don't
speaking,
stay
and
in the
you will not
glass house to
interrupt
close
me, Kev.
phone.
Not because
Do
things
not
don't
stay
go.
in the
You
glass
will not
house to close
interrupt me.
Kev, I
phone.
beg you.
You
Kev,
don't
Kev,
want
You
me
will
Kev,
mute
to
Kev
go
phone.
Kev,
there.
Kev,
Not
Kev,
tonight.
Kev, Kev, I beg you.
Theo,
Not
Kev,
tonight.
Kev,
Not
Kev,
tonight.
Kev, I beg
Theo,
you.
you don't want me.
Kev,
Nobody
Kev,
is stopping
Kev, let
Don't
you
Joshua
stay
finish.
from
in
going to watch his
Kev,
son
Kev,
play.
don't do this.
But it would
Kev, don't
not be
do it,
on
my
the
man. Stop.
taxpayers'
Don't
Don't
back.
do
stay
this.
in.
It
You
would
don't want
not
me
be
to
on
go
the
there,
taxpayers' back.
Mariah.
Stanton,
I'm
you protect me. Kev spoke for 3
Kev,
minutes.
stop,
Nobody said
man. I
anything.
beg you, man. Let the woman speak. My man, please.
Thank you.
You're not the
Nobody
only one
stopping
on the
Josh
show. Let
Weah
she speak. Please, my
from
man,
going to
please.
watch his son football game.
Please.
But it would not be on the backs of taxpayers. Josh Weah go practice in Qatar. That $2,000 a day. $2,000 a day. Just on stipend that he's giving. That the finance minister say $2,000 a day. So that he go practice, he won't be fit. They're not physical fitness you need for the presidency. That mental fitness, that the brain they can use for that job. He warming up the brain. He practicing with the brain too. Because that's where you make the decisions. Not physical fitness. Physical fitness, when you fit, you get 6 packs. You not get 1 pack. So don't sit on this show tonight and insult the Liberian people. As you've continuously done. In the name of what? Loyalty to Josh Weah. Where is your loyalty to your country? Where is it? Civil servants have not gotten paid. Judicial workers have not gotten paid for 3 months. And Joe Weah spending $2,000 a day to go play football and watch football game in Qatar. What serious president leaves their duty, their oath, their constitutional responsibility to go sit down and watch football game? Like the 5th game or 4th game he watched today. Why? Even the presidents who got their teams playing, America that come and go to find out Biden, that video call. He pull placard in front of the warehouse. What is your problem? That you see blue and call it pink. I know we all got our political sides. We all got our people we support. But at the end of the day, it is Liberia that matters. You can get Joe Weah 24 years. He will still leave this presidency and Liberia will still remain. But understand you, Kev, you don't have children who will want to live in Liberia. You yourself don't even have to live in Liberia if you don't want to. You cozy and comfortable in the US. But there are so many other Liberians who don't have a choice.
Mariah, your time is up.
My 3 minutes now, I look at the time.
Your 3 minutes now go to 4. Your 3 minutes now go to 4 minutes.
I wait for closer to Mariah.
Okay,
you are close already.
I leave him. Yeah, go ahead. Eugene, go ahead.
Eugene, go ahead.
Well, it's easy to hear people talk about a person that they don't know much about, but they've read about, heard about, got messages from. You're talking about the former world best, European best, 3-time Africa's best, Ballon d'Or winner, FIFA fair play. All this president have done throughout his life is a professional career in soccer, apart from humanitarian and other functions. We already making noise about him going to Qatar. You expect him to be in Qatar and there's an empty field and not play, then that's politics. The reality here is, I don't think people listen carefully to the video. He said, if you reach the final, we are coming back. He didn't say we're leaving today, because the president's letter was well calculated by the president. We who know football, have coached football and played football, would have started the chat. The president started the chat and knew that after team game, if team had qualified, team would have been playing either on the 3rd or around there, about there. Okay? So, team is going to play his next game December 3rd at 10 a.m. in the morning. The president said that he will go to the U.S. on the 4th, meaning he's going to watch team play on the 3rd Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, then get in some kind of private jet to be arranged, fly to Paris to the United States. C'est fini. Now, the quarterfinal games will begin on the 9th. If team goes to the quarterfinal game, the president will fly from the United States on the 8th. Look at his letter. Or the 7th. Or the 6th. He said he will be meeting people from the 4th to what time? To the 9th and 10th. He didn't say I'm forced to meet them. Now, he's going to come back. It's going to be Friday the 9th, the first quarterfinal match. Okay? Second one, Friday the 9th. You got 2 p.m. and you got 10 a.m. So what I'm saying to Liberians is this. You are absolutely right for getting angry. The trip is too long. The cost is humongous. And more so, the amount of people the president took. That is the debate. The debate is, Mr. President, you took all those people behind you. Mr. President, you stayed too long. Mr. President, the cost is too much for us to bear. That is the debate. The debate is not about his practice or him watching his son. Because I don't care what you do. President, we will watch the game December 10th, Saturday, 10 o'clock in the morning, before going to the United States or coming to the States. Now, with respect to how many people he will bring again, we don't know. But the first quarterfinal CEO is December 9. And he saw the second letter. President was smart in between there. He will come. But a team supposed to play on the 9 again. The president will go and then come back to the summit, which is slated for the 13th. The 13th now is where the trouble will come from. You know why? The semi-final is supposed to be played on the 13th and 14th. So if team go to the semi-final, it will be bang bang. Because now, nowhere to escape that one. And I would say in closing that the government PR team does not exist. They're gone. And to Kev, let me say this, my brother. the soul of the revolution is dead. Let me repeat. The soul of the revolution is dead. And if nothing is done to get Jesus to do to the soul of the revolution like he did to Lazarus, you can kiss 2023 goodbye. Because there's so much anger in the people for their pay, for our actions, for the things we continue to do, and it's refusing to change. I respectfully submit, Stanton, and thank you for having me.
The Honorable Eugene Lamy Fagon, we want to say thanks. I would say this. I have my time to close. I want to waive my right to close today because I know I have said a lot. And I want to say I respect every one of you. As always, thank you for joining us. The issue we shall be discussing the sanction information we have received. But I hope we're going to have the time to do it more. On Friday, let's talk about this whole formal and informal $3.50 something. It will be better for us to discuss it likewise. As I hold on to my time, 2 minutes of my time, I will distribute 30 seconds each to Kev Hassan, Baraya Yakula, Sintuman and George, and Eugene Fagon. If you have any additional thing to say, I will yield my time to you guys. It was a beautiful show. And I must say, I respect you guys. And I want to say thanks to James, Kuban, the entire staff. That Spoon is getting better every day. We look at our following. Even Mom Teresa Cummings, when she went out, she have hit 24,000 from that engagement alone. Santumane and myself was going through the Facebook page. People that those information reached to, they are very huge. It's not only on Spawn Talk, it's on Fabric TV, Fabric YouTube, it's on Super TV, Super YouTube, and we are getting brand new equipment that folks all over Liberia will be hearing us. I want to say that this is not easy, but thank God for His grace. If you sign up with Spawn, if you ask our guys to come over, to carry on your event, imagine you will reach over 25,000 in less than 24, 48 hours. You will reach that amount of individuals. So this is big. And like everybody said, oh, CEO, be careful what you say because you're talking to things of thousands. So this time we're trying to train ourselves and be very, very fair and balanced. Yes, we must say some stuff to push the system, to make the people, force them to talk to you guys. But indeed, when I look at the numbers today, and we did a calculation, just this month alone, tomorrow is the 30th, we have gone over 2 million views. Spoon Talk. People that this program have reached, Minister Fagon. Over 2 million. I was shocked. I called Timothy. We called our IT person. This is big. We're not seeing it only in Liberia, not the radio though, just social media. America and the rest of the world. This is huge. This is not a joke. It's a privilege to serve you every day. Some of you asking for Chairman Ben. Chairman Ben is taking a big test, schoolwork coming up. So, he was gracious to call today and say, my man, I have to study because I want to pass this exam. So Chairman Ben is not, maybe he will take the rest of the week off because we wish him well. We hope he can pass. That's why you have not been seeing him. But I'm going to say to you, man, if you go somewhere in the wild, those mini shops, and someone say, oh, you own Spoon. I saw you on Spoon. It's true. They watch us. You are not only a Liberian celebrity. We are grateful to have you, Dr. Richardson, Santoman and George, Kev Hassan, Dr. Peabody, Ben Senvi, Baraya Yakula. And now we are pleased to even be joined by Eugene. We're going to discuss this thing to 2023, to the inauguration. So 30 seconds each. Kev, you have anything to say on the 30 seconds? Go ahead.
Sometimes it's laughable, but I, as a father who spend time, I know I spend time with my children. Always proud to be a father. I know that when my son was sick, I spent time in the hospital, lay down on a hot sofa. I know how it is, and I know this president always there for his children. You can see them from big. You see the picture. But I hope Mariah. I wish Mariah should know something like that because I don't think she she have that opportunity to 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 have what the president because she's a mother. So I don't think she she do have that opportunity that other mother do have to see the children father uh, around. So when she do have that opportunity, she will enjoy that sweetness.
Thank you, Kev. Thank you. Centurion Josh, 30 seconds if you have anything. Birthday greetings, death announcement.
Well, not birthday, but this week is a tough week for me personally and also my kids too. Uh, their grandmother will be laid to rest this weekend in Liberia. Their mom arrived in Liberia today, and my oldest daughter, she's in flight right now on her way from Cyprus to Liberia too. She haven't seen her mother for the last since 2005. They'll be reuniting. That's a good one too. And also, that's the late Mrs. Phyllis Guma Kima. She was a strong advocate for the uh, against female mutilation. Yes, she was FGM. She was a strong advocate against the FGM in Liberia. She passed away in Ghana, and she should be buried this weekend. And I'll be with my kids this weekend. And also this weekend too, one of our church sister, the Tubman Memorial United Methodist Church, we lost our one of our strong sister, strong choir member, Mighty Joshua. She'll be laid to rest this weekend in New Jersey and Pennsylvania, respectively. And all our Painesville folks and our church members from Tubman, they're all coming in this weekend for that service. It'll be a tough one for our first time. We'll be putting to rest one of our close member. So it's just a tough weekend for us, and I'll have to be with the kids 5 o'clock in the morning for when they're paying a tribute to their grandmothers. Uh, they're paying a tribute, and then later in the morning we're going to from Mighty Joshua's funeral. So this week is a tough one, and we'll be going through. We'll ask for your prayers and keep us in your thoughts and prayers as we go through this week of homegoing celebration. So from that on, I pray for my daughter Silvia Robin in Liberia, and thank God for their mother Silvia Robin too. And we look forward to having peaceful time this weekend with my kids as they'll be with me. My two daughters here with me. So, but let's keep us in prayer. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. We remember Mount Philip, when we went to Liberia, January of this year, February, I think. She was part of the gathering. We met her. Mount Philip raised me, community beyond MTA, where we grew up. Precious, St. Tumarin, uh, children mother. She a sister to me. So we shared these, thoughts, and we pray that the family remains strong. Indeed, we send a special one to Sano Kimba and the rest of the family. So our hearts, our prayers are with you guys. And I know the burial is Saturday, this coming Saturday, likewise, as you said, and also to the friends and family of our sister Nadia that passed away. We shared similar thoughts and prayer. Keep strong, Georgie. And I know by God's grace, we will be at this funeral while we watch the program from home. And Spoon will be covering the program on Saturday, likewise. So again, may God peace be upon us all. Um, Morale, is that Morale or Dr. Francine or Eugene? Any one of you guys can have it for us to leave.
Let me go. We'll make Mariah and Mr. Fagon last. There's something called work-life balance that we teach our students. You cannot have a responsibility and leave your responsibility to go and socialize, especially when you're being paid, for to do a job. I would just give you a simple example and quickly. As a mom, my second daughter played very great soccer. In fact, she played up until she tore her ACL. I was working as a professor then, having to teach classes. I could not leave because I had a responsibility. My responsibility was to teach my class to go and watch her game. Okay. When I could, which are her Saturday games where I was available, the days that I weren't teaching, I went. And I'm saying I'm not even at the level of, World Cup or at the level of presidential level. I'm actually speaking from the level of just work life balance. When you have a responsibility to do, you perform your responsibility. You don't neglect your responsibility, especially when you're being paid by others. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Mariah?
Thank you, Stanton, and I'll try to keep it within 30 seconds or 1 minute. I think it's disgraceful of you, Kefasan, to speak about my son and his relationship with his dad, which you know absolutely nothing about, in your defense of facts established of Joshua being a deadbeat. I would speak about your relationship with your dad if we could connect him to Liberia in any way, shape, or form. But unfortunately, we can't even connect you to Liberia. There's no record of your naturalization, neither of your birth of being a Liberian. So I can understand why it's easy for you to speak to children on this show that's between adults. I would not speak to your children because I'm a mother. You don't know and understand what it means to bring forth a child. So you speak to a child. But that just shows how disgraceful you are. It shows how you're nothing but a pig that muddles in the dirt and the mud. And this will be the last time in your miserable life to speak
You
about my son
can
or
speak
his
about other
perceived
people.
relationship
You
with
can
his
speak
father,
about the president.
because you
In
will
me,
not. The
you can
president is the
speak about the
president in a
president's
public figure.
family life
You
in that
will
degree
never
manner.
in your miserable,
You speak
sad
about the president.
life
You
Can't
speak
be
about the
speak
president.
interrupting.
about my
Let
Very
Mariah
son.
talk.
true.
Never
You
in your
cannot hide.
miserable,
Okay.
You
sad,
cannot
All right.
hide it.
ridiculous,
All right.
Please, boss.
All right,
disgraceful
Kev,
guys.
life
give
All right,
him
guys.
one
speak
chance.
The
about my
Guys.
president.
son
Guys.
The
Guys.
president.
again, or I
That's
will
okay. Let me say
disgrace
this.
you
Have
and
Let me say this.
you
grab
Cap.
have
you
no,
from
Cap.
you
that
Cap.
cannot do
Cap.
that.
school
Cap.
you
You
Cap.
live
cannot
Cap.
in
hide
Cap.
in
without
Maryland
saying the
that
Cap.
you
president.
call a
Cap.
resident.
Cap. Cap.
Trust me,
Mariah,
I will
that's
go
Mariah. That's
gutter
okay.
on you. That will be
Mariah,
the
that's okay.
last time.
Mariah, that's okay.
Disgraceful
Bring
pig.
about the
Mariah, that's
president.
okay.
How
All
I
right,
dare
will
let me say
you?
something. Let me say something, guys. Cap,
You
hold
won't
on 1
get in
minute.
the mud?
Cap, hold on 1 minute.
Just
Mariah,
get
let me
there.
say something. That's okay. Let me say something. It is totally wrong. After we had a good show, Kev, you are not President George Manawia's son. I said this to you, and I will say it again. If a Liberian on this show attack her president or his president, the president is president for all. You want to attack anybody from her party? Attack her standard bearer. That was below the belt. Your children are my children. We should do everything to protect. No, Kev, you will wait. You will wait. You will speak, but you will let me finish. We should do everything to protect our family. If you call Mariah's son name or call Mariah's son father's name, that was wrong. It's something about this thing that President George Manawia have turned to be our biological father. So nobody should criticize him. And I think we are misplaced. Let's take family, our family, out of this. They insult Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Barack Obama. They insult them. They are in political offices that they deserve criticism. There should be no way
we attack our family on this set. No way. That's totally wrong. You got a boy, you got a little boy, you got your son in the military, serving the United States government. I have my son in Europe. I have my 11-year-old here. You think I will feel right that you attack little Stanton or Samuel? I won't. I won't feel right. But I let it go. Let it go, please. I can sit down and criticize George Manuel all day. Because you know why? The people voted for him. She's the first lady. We have never insulted President Weah or the first lady or his children. Me, I have never. But if they made a mistake, if they address the issue of the country wrongly, I will point it out. I don't think President Weah would even like the fact that you call Mariah's son name. You can disagree with her. You can talk about Mr. Cummings. You know what? Because Mr. Cummings want to be president, he got to go through the fire. This goes to every one of us. For the sake of the sanity of our program, we shouldn't go that personal, and we shouldn't go that low, please. We should let it go. I will appeal to everyone. No, we will let it go. Fagon will take us on this one. I will appeal to everyone. We are all men and women, professional adults. We will not sit here. If me Stanton with his phone, if I hear this again, I see it, I beg that we will take action. Our children, all of this. Accuse Mariah, you're the chief of staff. You're serving Madam Salif government assistant minister. Accuse a political leader. Find reason to justify your accusation. Or lie on her. Say you'll pass this bill. She can defend herself, but not her little boy. And Mariah would never attack your sons or your daughter.
Mariah attacked me.
So I am saying that we will sit
Attack
in.
me.
Listen.
Attack me.
Listen, let me say this. Let me say that the reason why we will leave this, no, guys, I don't want to take you off the show. The reason why, and I'm not trying to listen, guys. I will go ahead. I will take both of you. I will take both of you guys on. I will take both of you guys on because it's not right. If I go on, I want you to come in. The reason why anybody, as of today, please, I will consider your children to be my children. Because when I'm not here, I want you to protect my children. You cannot do that. You cannot throw the stone. We are family people, wives and husbands. We will not sit on the show to insult. It is wrong. I have never heard anybody insulting Tim Weah. Because there's no reason to do it.
It was all about praises for him.
It's all about the president action
wrong,
to stay out of the country for 48 days. Or how many days? Let's just leave it like, please.
And she described what a deadbeat dad is, according to court record.
Let me tell you this. They beat on Donald Trump that he was a deadbeat dad. They beat on Donald Trump that he did the worst of this worst. Obama, the same thing. Biden, no. They beat on his son. We all know that. It's politics. Eugene, please take us home. Let me go drink some hot tea, please.
Whew. You know, the background that I'm from, I'm troubled. We're going towards the political season. We find ourselves in the political marketplace. The way you will market your party or its platform or its ideology will drive people towards your party. The way you go about defending or propagating will take people away from your party. I'm just concerned. And I'm concerned in light of the fact that we have a country. We have a president. We are citizens. We are taxpayers. We pay him. And the same right we have to criticize him, other people have the same right to defend him. But when it spirals out of control to where someone takes it personal, and thinks that it is personal, I am concerned. Because how is it that someone is going to be president and you don't want anybody to criticize them or speak bad of them? They have to. But your job will be, like I did for almost 4 years, to defend it. To defend it. You have to defend against the criticism. Because what do you expect? You expect the people who are against the president to come and praising him? Oh, God, thank you for George. If I let him win, it's not going to happen. But then when they come with the criticism, it is how we respond to them. And I'll be fair with Kev. What the 2-year Yakula say about Tim Weah? No. But if Yakula calls her president a deadbeat dad, and you have a defense, give her the defense. That look, he's not a deadbeat dad. Prove your case or say what you want. You don't have the facts. But then when you talk about the son, and then the son father, well, then it brings us, and I am thankful to God that I'm not in the opposition CEO. I'm really, really thankful to God. Because I think if I was in the opposition, I would be politically deadly and it would be surgical. Because I am so much a propagandist to the core. There is a video on social media where Tim said his mother in the video.
Yes.
As the see. I said the ANC people, they can't pay, but they learn new gossip.
I saw it. I heard it.
Everywhere he speaks about his mother.
Yes.
And he said his mother was his first coach. And his mother went on the playground and talked about the coach who coached him.
Yes.
You can't take that away from George Weah, that he was either in France playing, he was in Italy, he was in Qatar, he was in where else? England.
Deadbeat.
You know, I don't think he was a deadbeat. It's just that his job didn't allow him to be there for Tim. And Tim did not give him the glory either. Tim gave the glory to Mama. By American standards, when you're not there for your child, whether it be child support or anything, we say deadbeat. But again, could Tim go to Qatar? I don't think so. Did Tim want to be in London? I don't think so. Did Tim want to be in Paris instead of America? It needs to be seen. But I think people should be allowed to criticize the president, and we have the right to defend the president, but we need to leave the children out. And on that note, I would like to say the debate here is, Mr. President, the amount of people you took on the trip cost us too much money. Mr. President, the length of time you stayed, we don't like it. Mr. President, the amount of monies you spend is too much for us. Those are the 3 debates. And if we want to debate, that's what we should debate on. Let somebody come and win the debate. Let's see. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, guys. Have a good Tuesday. We'll see you guys tomorrow by God's grace.
Good night,
Have a
everybody.
good night. Yes. Bye-bye.
Peace out.
Yeah. Yep. Bye-bye. James. Yakezi, what am I picking? Yakezi. I mean, what money don't want to leave?
Right.
Okay. Oh, Aaron. Aaron,
Yeah.
but Aaron, you and Yakezi, if you name it together, my man. Pabwa.
You're really sleepy. You're sleepy.
James says sleepy. Look, oh, man, I'm not good at this.
Yeah, man.
The man,
Put it on. Put it on.
James said no. I mean, thank you very much, man. You know what time is it? You know what time is it to James?
Jim, what's the time there?
It's 1:40. 1:40.
I got 12:40 here.
Is it 1:40, James? Yeah, 1:40. Yeah, that's how it is. So James can be holding it down, man. But I say thanks to you guys. Aaron, you collect your stuff in the old man now?
No. Is that the reason you're calling me? I missed your call, sir.
I call you to go collect it, but you didn't answer. And I say, but you need to call me. Some guys want to come on the show that whether you to talk to them. You know, I'm going to send you the number. Call them first thing in the morning.
reach out to them. The one you interview them will get a story. It's a big breaking news. So I was calling to reach out to them today, and I'm saying to you, just you, when you call me back. Musa has some ability. I mean, let my picking them this one. I mean, you're right, Musa. You're picking them going to bed. Musa said, "Well, let you go."
Okay.
Well, I'll let you go, but he can say, James, go to Musa for $500. All right, do that tomorrow. Look at Jane. Jane, you're waiting. Why you get it? You have for you. All right, man. Y'all have a good night. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Good night.
Yeah.
Okay, so folks, there you have it. Spoon Talk. Today is a holiday. It's already the next days now, about 12:41. So already today is Wednesday. So hopefully it's gonna be another edition later on tonight, and we hope to be back here with another fascinating edition of the program. So the chairman is showing where he is. But good night, bye bye for everyone. Bye bye, James. Good night.
My man, the chairman do that, and I ain't like brother.
The chairman say we should go Nima.
Yeah, we'll take the chairman to Lofa. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. Good night.
My man, I'm menacing one about our Philippines. All right.